hope I hit the right thing because it looked like I hit something else. Okay, now I need 2 seconds. I didn't expect for that to happen. So we're gonna get started in 2 seconds. Just bear with me for 2 seconds. Y'all probably seeing ads right now. Just 2 seconds, and we're gonna go ahead on and get started. 2 seconds. I can't tell if I'm live on Instagram or not. Owner, am I showing up live?
Yeah, I'm seeing the live chick in the corner.
Okay, all right, we can get started there. Welcome to Wrestling with Racism, where we wrestle with racism every single day of our lives. If you are an American Negro and you are not subscribed to Wrestling with Racism, check out the other content. And if it hits you to the core, subscribe and share with every single American Negro that you know, whether they are wrestling fans or not. You may also find Wrestling with Racism on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Fanbase, Spotify, Rumble, and at Non Crackers at Out on Twitter X, where you can find more white truths. I'm joined by my co-host. He used to be Deportation 2025, but we moved on to a new year. And now he's Mr. Found FBA. How are you?
Doing all right.
Welcome back. We are
Finally
also
getting over a
joined.
cold.
I know it's getting bad out here. I know a lot of sick people, and I'm trying to stay away from them right now. I'm also joined by our co-host, the owner of a stolen gun. What's up?
How's everybody doing this fine Sunday evening?
We hope all is doing well, specifically American Negroes. And at on the same token, we hope that you are doing well as
Oh,
well.
I thought those were all the people I was speaking to. I didn't think there was no O'Fays or no Jose's listening in.
It better not be. If you are, take your exit. This program is not for you at all. We are also joined by our new co-host, starting this season 3, Mr. Skims. What's up?
What it is, what's going on.
Welcome to Wrestling with Racism.
Thank you. Very happy to be here. Been a big, long time fan of the program. Very happy to contribute.
You contribute very well. We haven't been impressed over the last month or so with what you bring to the table. And that's what we need. We need more collective voices to recognize exactly what the problem is, not just in professional wrestling, not just in AEW, not just in WWE, not in any of these other rinky dink promotions around the world, but not only in America, but the entire globe, which is racism. Before I begin this program, I want to dedicate this program to Damon Wilson, known to American Negroes as Lamont Sanford from Sanford and Son, who passed away yesterday. He was a great guy. I've seen a lot of his interviews over the years. He really turned out to be a great guy. The reason why a lot of people may not have seen him so much in the mainstream after the mid 80s is because he was blackballed. He refused to play white folk games, or what some white folk would say, Jewish games in this industry. He created a life for himself outside of television. From what I've noticed, he's a great man. He's a community man, and he will be missed. Anybody have any thoughts?
Rest in peace. Had one of the best shows of all time.
Certainly was
You know,
funny.
that's a whole era right there. You know, we losing a lot of them, those icons. But you know what? That show made what was that? NBC. It made network television. You know, Sanford and Son was one of the biggest shows, the biggest nationally syndicated television series of all time.
And that's funny because, white folk tend to imitate people like, Red Fox a lot, you know. But they never respected him as a man and they never respected him as a human being. As a matter of fact, those who act like him in real life, they view them as a nigger. That's unfortunate. It also shows you the hypocrisy of the whites. We're going to talk about the hypocrisy of the whites coming up, and we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble, um, the racist Royal Rumble. Why do I say that? We're going to get into it soon. First, I want to thank each and every single American Negro for tuning in to the latest editions of Wrestling with Racism. I know we've been on hiatus for the past, 2, 3 months now, and we're back in full swing with season 3, which is going to be the year of the ungrateful. I'm not grateful for what I may see with Trick Williams. I'm not grateful for what I may see with Javon Evans, who we're going to talk about in detail today. I'm not grateful for what we may see with Lash Legend. We got to stop being grateful anytime someone throws us a crumb because there were several people who we were advocating for all of 2025 that were missing from this year's Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about them as well. The latest editions that are available is the live stream that we did on WWE Saturday Night Main Event covering that. It's where we talked a lot about the kind of setup for where we're going today on the year of ungratefulness. It is advised for all American Negroes to tune into that edition. That is some very important things that came out of there that you must know as we continue to wrestle with racism. Also, it's a two-part series of me talking to a special wrestling fan coming straight off the special school bus, which confirmed that everything that Wrestling with Racism have been talking about over the past 3 seasons is undisputable. If anyone can find anything to dispute out of any of the conversation that you heard on that day, feel free to do so. But I highly doubt that you will. And with that being noted, once you come to the terms that racism is the number one issue in professional wrestling, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to remain a fan in hopes that American Negroes can overcome and succeed in this industry? Or will you advocate for the proper removal? We will find out. We are on the road to WrestleMania. It kicked off yesterday in Saudi Arabia, right? Mr.
Yep.
Skims, do you have the results to the WWE Royal Rumble?
I sure do. So we kicked off the show with the Women's Rumble. The final three was Liv Morgan, So Ruka, and Tiffany Stratton. Liv Morgan took the win. Uh, After that, we had Gunther. He beat AJ Styles. He tapped him out, or excuse me, he went unconscious. And then Drew beat Sami Zayn, and Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble, beating last eliminating Gunther.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. And it seems that not just American Negro wrestling fans, but wrestling fans abroad are disappointed with this program. I have not seen a single positive review besides the regular ass kissers. It was even hard for them to kind of defend some of the stuff they seen. Before we get started talking about the Royal Rumble, owner, was this Royal Rumble what you expected it to be, or was it disappointing to you, beyond your expectations, or
Well,
did you
I
like it?
expected it to be dog shit, so I got exactly what I expected. One of the worst Royal Rumbles all time.
You going there?
This was an awful show.
Now,
There was
was it an awful
what was
show?
the surprise? The one surprise was the Masked Man, and that doesn't make any sense. What?
Well, no, wait a minute. Let's break that down real quick. Let's unpack that really quickly. What surprises is really remaining out there for people that's been watching wrestling for the 20 years plus? I mean, what could really surprise you on this day?
Goddamn, Chris
Hulk Hogan
Benoit came
died
back.
last year and I wasn't surprised. What can surprise you on this day?
I don't even know. Everything has almost been done at this point.
Well, I mean, as far as no entrances, at least get some new people in the Rumble. I mean, Gunther just had a match, and then he comes out at what 28. They could have got one of the NXT guys in there. They could have got like Trick Williams wasn't there, Carmelo wasn't there. I mean, that would
Well,
have been.
I like to look past that. I like to look past that. And I'll tell you what I mean by that in a second. Let's just start with quality real quick. As far as quality go, because we always discern the difference that a lot of people would be better if it weren't for creative. We don't necessarily put a lot of this stuff on the actual wrestlers. We tend to put things on creative. So, how were the performances? Were y'all content with the performances yesterday?
Uh, Powerhouse Hobbs, now Royce Keys, when he came in, I was very, very impressed with his performance. Um,
We're gonna
Trick
talk about
Williams,
him in detail today.
Trick Williams was great. Lash Legend was excellent. Uh, the returning people like the Bellas, like it wasn't really too many standouts in this Rumble to me, and all the
I
spots,
mean,
like
were
you
there
said.
anybody on the regular roster that impressed you? Any of the whites or Mexicans that they seem to have a lot of, or any of the Japs? Were any other people impressive?
Shit, nothing that stands out to me.
I don't think if you didn't sit down and watch the Royal Rumble, you didn't really miss anything.
A lot of people
Well, you
were
didn't even know it
impressed
was
with.
coming up. How much focus did they put on the Royal Rumble? And what I mean by that is, when I came up, I was just excited about the undercard that I was about the Rumble. And it's like, they didn't put no effort. The world, this is the what? This is the second year in a row that the world champion didn't wrestle at WrestleMania. No threat to his title going up to WrestleMania. Uh, they had the WWE title match. That match that they had, we're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna get into that. Let's just kind of stick in order real quick. Let's start with this women's Royal Rumble match. Mike, what did you make of the women's Royal Rumble match?
I did not see that match at all.
Okay, so how do you feel about the? You didn't watch no highlights or nothing.
I seen pics of it on Twitter, but
Okay,
that's about it.
I'm doing based off of what you seen. We live.
Yeah, Liv Morgan winning, that was kind of funny.
Okay, yeah, because she's a former women's champion and she ain't done shit since she won it. Or since she lost it or none of that shit. I don't know why they keep trying with this drug addicted alcoholic bitch. Didn't she get arrested like a year or two ago for drugs?
Yeah, I believe it was synthetic weed that she got arrested for,
Synthetic
if I
weed.
remember correctly. Something like that.
Everything about this bitch is synthetic. Owner, what did you make
Mm.
of the women's Royal Rumble match overall?
I think last form exceptional. That was the only women superstar I was really interested in seeing.
Nia Jax
Besides that,
didn't do it for you. Charlotte didn't do it for you.
I mean, these they're over the hill. Charlotte and Becky Lynch need to get the hell out of here.
I mean, I you know, maybe somebody can explain this to me. Like I said, I've been trying to figure this out for years. Now, listen, I'm not calling this woman a bad wrestler, but how is she this just standout gold standard of what a female wrestler is? Why is Becky Lynch considered one of the greats in
That's
history?
what I'd like to know.
It's 100% hype. It's just a narrative that they created. It's only
It,
That
it,
pertaining to the
but no,
WWE universe.
ever since
no, I
that
can't
angle
say
where
that. I
she
can't
had that
say it. Listen,
nosebleed
wait.
all those years ago, the fans have been hyping her up.
I can't say that it's a narrative. That who you talking about created this narrative because the actual people are actually into this bitch. What is it about Becky Lynch over the last decade or so that made everybody just
I mean, we
act
talking
like
about
she one
wrestling
of the
fans, though.
greatest?
At
It's
the
her
end of the day,
timing.
we talking about wrestling fans. They'll follow that. They'll follow anything. That they've been following this company for 30 years loyally. Like they'll eat anything. So
They're
they don't care.
corporate slaves.
Is that too, and then her timing, like that era of Divas wrestling when they had first came in, when NXT was first made in like what 2012. It was just her and Mercedes Bailey. They all just came in at the right time, and they was just different from
Yeah.
the current women talent pipeline.
I guess. I mean,
I
And
mean,
then
she's not a
that,
special athlete. She's not
no,
especially charismatic. What does she do that's so phenomenal?
when she got that push when Nia bloodied her nose, all she did
Yep.
was imitate McGregor.
and it just got captured people for a lifetime, huh? I don't, the same effect with Rhea Ripley, and I can't lie. Rhea Ripley is extremely over. She really is. I've listened to the little
Yep.
pop that she got at Saturday Night Main Event. She is legitimately over. People are 100% behind Rhea Ripley. My question, you got to excuse me, is why? I mean, the bitch, she all right. She she don't have bad matches, but it's nothing like, oh my god, I gotta go see Rhea Ripley. What is it about this woman
I mean, at
that
least
appeals
Rhea
people?
or Raquel, you can say that they're physically gifted more so than the other women. But I mean, besides that, there's not a whole lot going on.
I mean, she physically gifted, but like I said, you only good as who you work with. And she's just not working with nobody that's just stand out. Okay, I like the little series of matches with the little Japanese like and stuff, but now they teaming up. You can't do nothing with them no more. I thought it was ass backwards for them to hold the tag team titles anyway. But when we talk about racism in professional wrestling, then I'm going to bring back up the women's tag team championship. The people tend to be overlooking what's going on right now. Mr. Skims, how did you feel about the match? I know that you're the only other person up here to actually seen it.
uh, the match was cool. I think it was better than the men's rumble. But I do think they repeated so many of the same spot, like where the toes are hanging off. They
That
did that
is
spot like
they did. I have seen that more in this one match than I have seen a total. And people tend to do it every year. But I
yeah,
mean, I've seen like 6 or 7 different people do it in the men's and the women's a piece.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. And they just had that spot last year where like 15 of them was doing it and then was just dropping off each other. That got so much backlash. I'm surprised they ran it back so many times this match. But
Triple H is not a creative person, and I don't even think he got control of his locker room the way that Vince McMahon had it. I don't. People don't fear Triple H, and I know why. You know, coming off this new regime, you know, you had to kind of soften up a little bit. I get it, but damn.
I mean, if you were CM Punk, or somebody like that, and I've been on a roster with you as a talent since what, '05. I'm not scared of you. You know what I'm saying? I left this company before. So a lot of those people have been there and worked with him when he was at least half talent, half, front office. So I wouldn't have that much fear of him either.
Well, it's not. No, it's not that. I'm talking about these younger talents who are doing
Mm,
exactly what they want to do, with
yeah,
or without permission. They don't fear Triple H. That's who I'm talking about. CM Punk
I
is
see
not
what
no
you mean.
dummy, so he not
Yeah,
gonna go out there and do stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Golton, what's up? Welcome to Wrestling with Racism. Jason Finch. You said Triple H with need AJ. I need you to clarify that for me if you
I
can.
mean,
And
to
Oba
that point you
Thamus,
just
what's
made
going on?
about the younger wrestlers, Triple H isn't the same kind of micromanager that Vince was.
Well,
Yeah,
that's why
he's
I
real
say,
buddy
you
buddy.
know, that's
Yeah,
why I say they don't even he's not even older breeding thing. He probably don't punish them. Who's been punished since they came to the WWE? You know people do stupid shit. Is he even in charge of punishing people?
I think Nick Khan's in
You know what I'm
charge.
saying?
yeah. I think Nick
Well, he
Khan is.
is. I mean, he's the chairman,
Yeah,
but I don't think he handles talent at all
Was Odyssey
directly. I don't
Jones
think he
under
handles
Vince
talent
or
directly.
Triple H?
Who?
Was Odyssey Jones under Vince and Triple H? And that
That was under
came out to
Triple
be
H. That was under Triple H.
and that came
Triple H
out to be
fired him.
a
Triple H
frame
fired
job.
him.
Yeah.
That came out to be like nothing happened. Like he wasn't charged when the lady lied, right?
You know, Mike, I'm not too much into Japanese wrestling. You know, specifically since there's not many American Negroes wrestling down in Japan. Um, is Odyssey Jones still working down there?
I haven't really been watching New Japan. Like, it's been a while since I watched New Japan. So I don't know if he's down there in Japan.
Well, I know
I
that
have to
he's
he
in
see.
he's
was
in all
working.
Japan.
He's in all Japan. Is he still working down there?
Yeah, he
I,
just wrestled on the
mm,
second. He
Okay.
lost the tag championships.
Oh, did he have a Negro as a tag team partner?
His tag team partner was Zion. Zion is with the soccer player. I don't know where he's from. I
Okay.
think he's Samoan.
Oh, oh, okay.
uh,
You gotta have some type of attachment to him.
Right.
And it's unfortunate. But at least he's still getting some type of work. But it's unfortunate that he can't get no work here in America. And it makes me wonder, is he blackballed or something? You know. WWE held on to Odyssey Jones for a good year and a half, off of NXT. I remember he was firmly on the Raw roster. I think he got drafted and everything. And they just didn't do shit with him. They just didn't do shit with him. It was a quick time pandering move to bring him up on Raw, because if everybody remember, it was not a single American Negro that wrestled at SummerSlam 2024, and Triple H caught backlash on that. And so, the results is what it is. They brought him up quickly to pander, and then they
Yeah,
got rid of him.
he was one of the few American Negroes on the roster who was physically imposing over everybody else. Like in the top 1% of big powerhouse guys, he was One of the only
Well, you
ones.
know,
Who
Negroes
else?
gotta be nice and strong and physically imposing for the people.
I
You
mean, but
know, isn't the
look
report
at
that
how
they
they
specifically looking for bodybuilders right now?
look at how they. I mean, yep. But I mean, for the longest, I mean, almost they wouldn't put him on TV because nobody could match him. Uh, Nobody could throw weight with him.
Yeah.
Uh, you
And
know,
now they got him down there playing in Mexico and shit, right? He not even in Mexico. He just, with one of their little subsidiaries, right?
He in AAA.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying. They
think
know. Oh, he's actually wrestling in AAA. It's not just WWE specials.
no, he's on the AAA roster. No, I think it is WWE like specials, but he in TNA too though. I mean, AAA. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. Shit.
Well, they botched the hell out of him, and I think if they hadn't left him with AJ for a little bit longer, he would have been the fucking shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't really let you go wrestle in Japan or Mexico, while under contract like that. Kind of confused me. They were
Well,
just
no,
so.
because again, they don't want him. They don't have shit to do with him, and they got people working down in AAA, dominate and all the work in AAA and all that shit. I think.
But they let him in wrestle in Japan in 2024. Like he was in Japan for like a full year before they put him in AAA.
I don't know. I can't explain that. I don't know. Because it's like sending Negroes like Wesley and Cedric Alexander and them down to TNA. It's just, I don't know. They don't know what to do with a Negro, but they just don't want to let them go. Perhaps because of backlash. They send them all over the place. Case in point, are they doing that with any whites? Owner at this moment, has any whites came down to TNA yet?
uh, AJ Styles.
No, I mean like got released from the WWE and before they fucking 6 months or whatever, 3 months, 90 days or whatever, they went to TNA.
I
Uh,
think Cora Jade.
I
No, it's
mean,
been
but
a full
that's
year.
he was in NXT. I mean, well, I mean,
But
yeah.
I'm saying, okay, so like
I think
Wesley,
Cora
like what
Jade
they
went
did
to
with
TNA.
Wesley, and like they did with Jakar Jackson, and like they did with Cedric Alexander.
Yeah, they all went to TNA right after. It took Core Jade a year and some change.
Hmm?
I
I
mean,
haven't
Sonya
seen no other
Deville
race.
was out for what 2 years, and she just came to a deal with TNA. So,
That
Yeah.
bitch, boy, I tell you. Um, you would have thought something would have came out of both her and Naomi after that little feud they had,
Hmm.
keeping Naomi out the ring. Okay, so what's the next match?
Gunther. It was Gunther and AJ.
All right, we got to talk about this real quick. First of all, we here at Wrestling with Racism give credit where credit is due. We are not racist. At least I'm not. I can't speak for these other three. But I've talked to them long enough to know that they're not racist people. As a matter of fact, it's impossible for Black Americans to be racist. If anyone could list, let's say, 100 examples to prove otherwise, please do so. But we here at Wrestling with Racism give credit where credit is due. I've been a wrestling fan for since 1998. A hardcore wrestling fan since 98. Probably been watching since 96, 97. I'm becoming a historian in this business. I enjoy it. I know a lot. I know what I like. I know what the people like. And I know what the people should like. And AJ Styles is one of the greatest professional wrestlers that I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yep.
He has a mix of everything that you could ask for from a person his size. And I don't know if this is his last match ever, but he did leave the WWE. He left the WWE before WrestleMania. So it's not even about the money. I got to give honor and respect to AJ Styles for doing something that CM Punk should have done, doing something that Cody Rhodes should do, doing something that LA Knight should do. I'm talking about these 40-year-old motherfuckers. If y'all truly care about this business and y'all love and respect this business and want this business to succeed and thrive, get out the way. John Cena did it. And I'm talking about before his retirement. Remember, he was gone for a good 4 or 5 years, right?
Yep.
Get out the way. And let these let these young people thrive and succeed in this business. There's no reason that CM Punk should be world champion right now when you got guys that can do what CM Punk done, right? Give them the opportunity to be better than you. So I got to give AJ Styles this credit on that. Before we talk about the match, let's talk about his exit. Why do y'all believe that he chose yesterday to end it all?
It's the first biggest stage. Let's get that shit out the way.
So he really tired. He done, right? You think he
Yeah,
tired and just like, damn, I can't put my boots on no more.
yeah. I think he tired and he want to end it on his terms. If he goes to TNA, he can go be nostalgia and go reconnect with old friends there. He goes to AEW, same thing. He's got a bunch of people he's worked with in the past.
You gave me a
He
And
has
good
a
wraparound
plethora of
around
options.
answer. Why do everybody keep thinking that people want to be with they so-called friends? When you
you
like
you know how these white boys get in the wrestling
in the
world.
fucking in the arena with fucking 1,000 people and you a millionaire.
I mean, look what he did before he left. He got his match with Punk. He did the Nostalgia Japan mask. He had the match with Shinsuke that looked like it came out of
He was
2017.
gonna get that shit if he wasn't leaving. That ain't got nothing for to do with this motherfucker.
Okay. So you think he's done then? You think that's it?
I think he done. I don't think he would have left the money. I think he done. But at the same time, I'm gonna hold
There was
off
a
until
rumor
y'all
that he
give.
was going to be
I'm
done
gonna
after
hold
the
off
Rumble.
until y'all give y'all little tributes to AJ Styles. But I do believe it's a particular reason that he left yesterday. We were wrestling with racism. You say who did what now?
Yeah, I remember there was a rumor that he was done after the Rumble.
Yeah, that was a rumor for a while. But this just crept up within the last couple of months. But people are already, I guess he already let it be known that he was gonna get ready to go. Okay, so let's do this real quick. Y'all go ahead and finish our tributes. Owner, how do you feel about the life and death of AJ Styles? He's dead now.
Uh, one less worry about.
Mike, how do you feel about the life and times of the life and death of AJ Styles?
AJ Styles put on some bangers. Grew up watching him in TNA. His feud with Kurt Angle, feud with when he was feuding with the main event Mafia, had really great moments. And how that whole storyline ended, where Sting ended up, who created the main event Mafia, to try to restore honor and respect. He ended up having AJ be the one to basically help him take down the main event Mafia, and AJ getting that road to the championship and passing the torch for him to be the top guy in TNA. That was a damn good storyline. And then Hogan came in and fucked that up.
Fucked it up.
Yep. And TNA never really recovered since. But AJ,
Really don't.
he's the GOAT of TNA. When it comes to TNA wrestling, he's the GOAT.
Well, no, Mike, you not only my AEW guy, you my international guy. How about in Japan and stuff? Where do you rank AJ
Yep.
Styles overall throughout time?
He was in that upper echelon of top guys. He was basically the number 3 guy in New Japan when he came in, joined Bullet Club. And now that era of Bullet Club where he was so supposedly leader, although some would argue that Carl Anderson was the leader.
Uh,
However,
I didn't know that was a
he
battle.
some fans were saying, I've seen a couple fans argue that Anderson was the leader, but really it's AJ because he had
Okay.
more recognition. And that era Bullet Club, that's one of my favorite eras. Like that and the Prince Devitt era Bullet Club, those were the two best eras of Bullet Club.
Yeah, those are good
And
times.
the Jay White was okay. Jay White was decent. Omega kind of got away from what made Bullet Club cool. Kind of got a bit corny, but with
Well, what
AJ,
did make the Bullet Club cool? I missed out on it. What the fuck
I
was that
remember like
about?
Bullet Club. They were and it like what made Bullet Club was that they were foreigners that got sick of playing by the rules, and they would just beat the shit out of everybody.
All right, real quick. Says, why don't you become a wrestler and go to Japan? Because I don't want to be a wrestler, but I don't mind going to Japan. Um, what happened to Apollo Cruz? I don't know. Do anybody have an update on Apollo Cruz? Didn't he come on SmackDown or something a couple of weeks ago?
I think he's
Yeah, he's also been in
he
AAA.
defends Kit Wilson on main event.
Yeah. So okay. So maybe they trying to bring him back in. I don't know. This refreshing people shit. What is this shit? Is this something that they're doing legitimately, and are they gonna come back and bring people like Apollo Cruz and the Street Profits to the proper place?
I don't know
Well,
what's going on there.
Well, we're gonna
I
talk
know
about the Street Profits in detail because something is about to happen here within the next couple of weeks. Um.
I know Apollo got hurt in February last year, and then
Yeah, I
he
know he
was
got a serious injury, but he came back a couple of weeks ago. That's what we
he,
saying.
he came back in November. He was in Mexico, and then he just not coming back on TV.
It says the bald fraud is a moron. Is the bald fraud Triple H?
I'm assuming
I
so.
think I would assume he's talking
I
about
heard
him.
that name before.
I know Triple H is often referred to as the false prophet.
Yeah, well, he's no prophet. I don't think people should put him anywhere near that category. Okay, so real quick. Okay, AJ Styles is gone. You know, is AJ Styles known to be a white liberal?
I don't know what his political affiliation is.
I thought he was a Georgian conservative.
He's a Southern
Okay,
Democrat.
he's a Southern Democrat, and Southern Democrats is they like these white liberal Democrats that these white folk be talking about, or is they more conservative?
Oof.
Well, think about the party that started the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ always kind of gave me those vibes and shit. You know what I'm saying? And CM Punk could come out and speak out on certain shit. But AJ Styles, I don't know where I got that idea that he was. So I'm thinking that maybe he left on a political reason, but he don't get political. He don't talk about that type of stuff,
No,
do
he
he?
could. He's been on like political podcasts. He loves the right wing podcasts.
Oh, really?
He's appeared on various amount of right wing, podcasts or TV shows.
Really? I'm gonna have to check into that.
He's getting smoked on Twitter right now because all the times he's ever said faggot, on TV.
He just
Oh, that's
tweeted.
what he do.
Yeah. So the
I
liberals
don't
don't like
remember
him.
him saying faggot though. I remember that one clip where he had that interview where the guy was asking him, "Hey, what do you think about your fans in of the
Yeah,
gay
yeah, y'all
community?" And then
watch
he
y'all
goes,
language
The
real
gay
quick.
community." Like
Yeah,
I
Yeah, just
remember
watch y'all
that.
language real quick. You don't
I
call
got
them
you.
faggots; they call it fruits. Okay,
My bad. My bad.
fruits, or
Uh,
call them gay. Ain't that? Is they still offended by gay? We still trying to figure out what do you call gays in 2025. That's
I don't
not
think they're
they
white
upset
stuff.
about gay.
they don't get
Huh?
offended by gay.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah,
Uh,
no, he's definitely dropped that word a bunch of times on camera.
All right, I didn't know that. So he didn't leave for a political reason. I honestly, y'all keep talking about TNA and stuff. I don't see him backing out for less money. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and
You think
less
he'll
money,
get
and
him ownership at this point?
'Cause he
Or
did say that he was going to end his career in WWE. So,
well, if he did, and if that's legit, if that's his legitimate reason, then I applaud him for stepping away when we need him to step away. Let's not get it twisted. He can still put on the banger, but
yep.
it's time for them to move on. It's time for the WWE to move on. And I'm gonna talk about that because during this Royal Rumble, Triple H systematically broke everybody in that Royal Rumble. Nobody shined. Nobody shined. We're gonna talk about that when we get there. Let's talk about Gunther real quick. Obafemi is about to show y'all that Gunther isn't shit.
And we've been on this though.
We've been knowing it, but apparently people don't get it. So y'all about to find out that Gunther is not really shit. I believe, I believe firmly that Powerhouse Hobbs is about to show y'all that Gunther isn't shit. The key to this though is will the WWE allow it? WWE is in full-time pandering mode right now. Let's not get it twisted. The reports is that Triple H was forced to bring melanated people on to the roster. He is being forced to recruit black melanated people. Now, you're going to find that he's going to cater more to the mixed crowd, the Kiana James and the Jada Parker, the Jade Cargill, who's mixed with Jamaican, Obafemi, who, these people have undeniable talent, but you're going to see them overstep the American Negro. Let me tell y'all, wrestling with racism work hard. We've been working for a long ass motherfucking time. Mike, happy anniversary.
Yep.
Owner, happy anniversary. Skims, welcome to the program. Lead this
appreciate it.
program to the future so Triple H could die. I'm telling y'all, he gotta go. When you gotta force someone to do what's right, it's not genuine. So, Wrestling with Racism Season 3 is the year of the ungrateful. But Triple H is not just an average white man. Triple H never had to cater to Negroes, and eventually it's gonna eat them up inside. He got them looking like superstars the first week. But let's look at the follow up. What are they gonna look like a year from now? In 2 years from now? When you start seeing people drop off, the
They're
expense
gonna
of us receiving Trick Williams and Lash Legend was us losing Montez Ford and Bianca Belair.
Angelo Dawkins.
Be fair. These people are on their way out the door. The one thing that I can't stand is that Negroes are used to replace one another. I can't stand that. I hate. I was just on the space talking to some people the other day. They were sounding so goddamn ridiculous, and they was just talking over each other and shit. That was ridiculous. The funny part is, It was about 15 people in that space. And the funny part is, every single person was correct. They just didn't know how to put the shit together. All they had to do was put it together. The business have multiple issues. And we can't necessarily look at the wrestler. So when people sit up here and say that they want to see greatness for Montez Ford, I often hear people outright dismiss Angelo Dawkins. They waiting on his impending release. But let me tell you something about this white supremacist Triple H. He can't find nothing to do for Montez Ford either. So he gonna let him go. Y'all know why Bianca Belair not back right now?
That's what I'd
Because
like to
Naomi
know.
got, huh?
That's what I'd like to know.
I'm about to tell you. Because Naomi got pregnant. It fucked up all their plans. So they couldn't pivot for 2 seconds, even up to this day, 6, 7 months later, and find something for the greatest female wrestler over the past decade. They willing to let her walk out the door. So how can I be satisfied and content that Trick Williams may be facing success? And mind you, I say maybe because it seemed like he made today, and all of that could be gone tomorrow. How can I sit up here and be excited for Javon Evans' impending success when I looked at the Royal Rumble yesterday and they just matched him with anybody he could bump for? That's all they was doing was just testing him out. And the reason that he was the Iron Man is because Randy Orton was number 29. It needed some type of excitement. Uh, on it. Let me ask you a question. We done had world champions in professional wrestling, right?
Yeah.
American Negro world champions, right?
Yeah.
Booker T, Ron Simmons,
Mm,
Mark
Yeah.
Henry.
mm.
Mark Henry.
Okay, that's you brought up some excellent names that stand throughout time. Who's there? Who's going to forget Ron Simmons won that world title? Can
I
anybody
mean,
tell me
people
about? Can
really
anybody tell
remember.
me about his world title reign?
I mean, people know Ron Simmons more for saying damn than they do for being a
They
world
know
champion.
him more than being a world champion. Yeah, I
Yep.
believe so. Can anybody tell me any matches that he had in Nation of Domination besides a couple of little handfuls?
I mean,
What was the real
Book,
impact of Nation of Domination?
Booker T's most iconic moment is not winning the championship; it's getting milk poured on him in the cereal aisle.
Yeah, in the
Right.
WWE. And then
So,
the promo with Hulk Hogan, the infamous promo with Hulk Hogan in WCW, that's another moment there.
I mean, but when they put the title on these guys, they did everything to make it. They didn't put any genuine care about put making
well,
Mark
I
Henry the
tell
champion.
you, I tell you how you could put how you could tell. This is how you check the sincerity on that. This is my ultimate question right here. Out of all the world champions that we done had, the Mark Henrys, the Kofi Kingston, who's Ghanaian, right? He's not an American Negro,
Yeah.
but he's
He's
yeah,
from
you
Ghana.
know.
They used to have
Let
him
me see.
pretending to be Jamaican.
Bobby Lashley, a Spanish speaking Hispanic, right?
Yep.
Don't
Panamanian.
let that dark skin fool you. Panamanian Hispanic. Yeah. Oh yeah. Um, let's even throw these people in there, right? Not they the won the world title and stuff. Who had a follow up? Who's a multi-time world champion? And by the way, if y'all say Booker T, I'm talking to the people. If y'all say Booker T, go look at his 5 title reigns in WCW.
Here's ultimate test. Name 3 iconic Booker T T-shirts.
Uh,
Name one.
he wasn't necessarily known for merchandise.
I mean, but when you make somebody a champion, you're giving them a main event push. You make them some merch.
When you're a top guy,
Yeah.
whether you got the belt around your waist or not, they make a show you got a shirt, something, a little
I mean, when was
spinneroonie
the last time you
thing.
seen a Hall of Pain shirt at Walmart?
Oh boy,
Yeah, Hall of Pain. That shit was fire, man.
I
yeah.
mean,
Well,
but
I'll tell you
they
what.
dropped it in like 3 months.
Yeah,
Right after he
that was a
lost the
damn
title.
shame.
So the main point is this. You could give a piece of a crumb of success, but there is never a follow-up for an American Negro. I was never pissed that Kofi Kingston lost to Brock Lesnar in 5 seconds. If you see what just happened with the Dragunov guy, that shit is supposed to happen. What the fuck do y'all expect these little people to do with Brock Lesnar? But the fact that Kofi Kingston not only never got the title again, he never even got a title match, in a genuine title match, feud, or none of that shit again. And this is what Negroes is relegated to time after time after time. Nobody could tell me in detail anything about Ron Simmons' world title reign, and they can't tell me about the follow up of Ron Simmons' world title reign. You can't even tell me how he got the motherfucking match. And if you can tell me, then that's not saying much within itself either. This is the continuous cycle for Negroes. So yes, this is going to be the year of the ungrateful. Triple H had 3 years to be genuine, and he chose otherwise. To this day, the story is he has to be forced to integrate Negroes. Mr. Skims, let's get real right quick with the unreal. You watch that shit?
I watched like the first episode, turn that shit off.
You should have watched the rest of them.
It's good.
I don't. Do you who watch shit to see if it's good or not? I mean,
Uh,
sometimes you just gotta open your eyes and wake up and see what's going on.
so you think how much of Unreal do you think is real though?
Okay, Skims, let me direct this real quick. How about
You
that?
got it.
Yeah, I don't watch wrestling just to watch wrestling. I don't even watch wrestling if you want to be real about it. This is wrestling with racism. I just needed confirmation on a couple of things. If it's scripted, it's always been scripted. But I could see through a lot of bullshit. Can you?
Of course.
Let's find out. Let's start with the writing room. I don't know if they showed much of the creative writing room on the first episode. Maybe you should have watched the second episode and then you would have seen the little corners of that shit. And every corner is as white as salt. It's
For
as
sure.
white as this wall I'm looking at right now. Y'all got to clean your walls. How much of a factor do you believe that is when you have these white writers who are bumping heads with each other in open, whether it's scripted or real? You got to know that it's happening in real life because it shows on TV. Everything's just all over the place, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All over the place, and instead of in the trash where it belongs, right?
Yeah. Every time I see the writing room, whenever I did watch Unreal, Because I saw the first episode in full, but I've seen like other episodes and pieces. It's always chaotic. It's real scrambled. No one has a plan. They're just throwing shit like and just seeing what sticks, and then whatever the first thing that sticks, they run with it.
So I often ask this question, okay? Has pro wrestling reached this creative cap? I asked y'all earlier, Triple H could sit up here and throw all the surprises that he want. But anybody that's been watching wrestling over a decade or two, you know, how many surprises, what surprise can really, what can really surprise you? I mean, even if you don't read the dirt sheets and none of this shit, what could really surprise you in pro wrestling today? So Roman Reigns had an interview with Pat McAfee, right?
Yeah, Pat
So you
McAfee.
got two WWE people talking with each other on national television about the shit that we talking about right now. Roman Reigns didn't say nothing no different than wrestling fans that actually is woke to this shit, right? It has been said. Do you believe that that's a work?
It,
And
it, Go
could
ahead.
that help gain you intrigue into wanting to watch this show, right? That could do that, right?
Yeah,
If they pull this off correctly, right?
yeah. It's a high risk, high reward strategy because it definitely could get some people into it, but then like you could lose some of the people that's already into it. But like you said, we in the era of dirt sheets and everybody knowing everything. So I don't think they would lose more than they would gain.
Man, they doing themselves in.
Yeah.
They doing themselves in. You know, everybody know it's fake. You know,
Yep.
Vince McMahon said it on. He sucked it on the one thing. You know, before.
Said it in the courtroom.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Late 80s,
but you
early
know,
90s.
then a lot of people wasn't looking for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was still a certain level of secrecy. You know, Vince McMahon didn't do no documentaries, or there is no footage of him saying, "Well, this is what's going to happen, and nobody's going to know besides my mom, my dad, and Bruce, and Billy, and Cody. We got to tell Cody. Who else am I missing? Nick Khan. We got to tell a couple of more people. We can't tell everybody, but we're going to tell a couple of, and you just telling the
Didn't they have that movie
cameraman.
Beyond the Mat?
Well,
Did they have that? Yeah, the
that's
documentary Beyond the Mat.
but see, that's where it started. The wrestling with the shadows is where it started. The wrestling in the shadows came out in like '98. They opened it up a little bit. 2000, you know, they opened it up a little bit, but that, you know, now it's just an everyday thing, and you showing us in real time. You know, on Unreal, when Naomi won the women's championship, the very first person that they showed was Jade Cargill backstage congratulating her. You just beat the shit out of her and threw her through a table that night. They showing you this shit in real time and expect me to, you know, you can't suspend my disbelief nowhere.
Right.
You could go to the show and see it's fucking fake. They don't hit each other.
Yeah, that is true.
So, you know, y'all can't just tell me I'm a fool in my face every damn day. Everybody shouldn't have a Pecker Tom Ron mindset. That's Pecker Tom Ronish thinking. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Anyway, let's get back to Unreal real quick. The room was white. The producers was white.
Hmm.
So when you got Trick Williams coming out there talking about his lemon pepper steppers every week, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that he's creative enough on his own to want to mix it up. What Negroes do y'all know have creative freedom of their character and where they want to go?
None. I can't name a single one.
Not one. I mean, you could only maybe even argue the New Day did years ago, but even then, I doubt it.
You gotta doubt that shit. You gotta doubt that shit. If that's
No,
the case, they should be getting ready to step in the producers' roles, and they even entertaining enough to be commentators, whether together or separately.
yeah,
Something. You don't want these Negroes to sit here. They was involved in a four-way tag team match for the number one contender for the tag team titles for no reason. Why? This is a week
I
after
know.
Kofi Kingston announced that he celebrated his 18th year anniversary in the WWE. That's how they feel about you. And for the second year in a row, the New Day wasn't there at the Royal Rumble, right?
nope,
No. If I was like, no, they weren't.
And Kofi Kingston is known to be the standout of the Royal Rumble. He got some of the most memorable moments in Royal Rumble history, right?
Yeah, he always had those spots where he found a ways to avoid getting eliminated.
Yeah, they got re-signed to a couple of year contract next year. I asked Kofi Kingston, I said, happy anniversary. Do you believe the Triple H is going to allow this to be your best year? Mike, I know you ain't watched WWE in a minute, but the New Day in the best shape of their lives right now. Have you seen them?
Nope, I haven't seen him at all.
Man, they look like Private Party.
Oh, that's
Just
good.
sitting on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get on AEW in a minute. We're gonna definitely get on AEW in a minute because Tony Khan, I know this motherfucker keep high. Your race of the
Yeah,
my age.
passive aggressive.
Skims,
yep.
Skims. So you didn't watch the rest of Unreal. I can't ask you about our truth for none of that shit, right? Mr. Killings.
Yeah, I didn't see too much
He not
of.
even the house nigga no more. They sent him back on the plantation. That's crazy. And he just can't leave. They
That's
look, they
crazy.
kicked him out the house and everything. He just can't leave. That's,
No longer Steven from Django Unchained.
I just credited a white man for getting the fuck on when he knew it was his time. But see, that white man got millions and millions of dollars, and yeah, that Negro just needs something to do. Ron Killings could have been a producer or something, but they refused to let that happen. But so I can't, because if you didn't see it, then you won't know how I got these tenderism vibes, right?
Yeah, no, I ain't see it. I gotta go finish that. I gotta go
All
finish
right.
that.
Mike, did you watch it?
I've never seen an episode of Unreal.
Oh man, Owner, you seen it?
Talking about the our truth segment on Unreal, right?
Yeah, yeah. Don't
They,
that give you some tenderism vibes?
I see what you mean. Our truth is, you know, he they they picking it. That little black man that white folk be having sitting on their show.
Yeah, it's a bunch of them.
They little Americana picnic. They just put them out in front, showing people when they come over.
My thing is this. My thing is this. They got it to where Road Dogg practically protected Ron Killings his whole career or some shit like that. He the one that got him pulled into the WWF. Ron Killings funny. His story is funny to me. It's always been funny to me. That's why I say some shit just don't smell right in the chitlins. You telling me that I believe it was Jackie Crockett that came to a prison, and I forget how, because I'm trying to go off of memory real quick, but for some reason he was at that prison. He wasn't a prisoner, but he ran into Ron Killings and gave him his number. Say, hey, if you ever get out and you want to be a pro wrestler and all this other different shit, come holler at me. And he kept his number for years and called him. Even when he got out, he been out for about a little bit of time. Then he called him and got in the rest, and that never sat right with me.
Damn.
What the hell was you doing with that old ass white man? And how was you the only one that able to skirt through this motherfucker, even as a coon? You Vince McMahon's boy, so he take you to the little parties and shit, throw tokens at you, and you entertain the people, right?
Pretty
Something
much.
not sitting right with me with this coon. And this is why I say it be some bullshit because Charlemagne addressed a lot of shit, right?
Yeah.
Not one time did he bring up any other racial aspect of the WWE, including his release.
Yeah. Charlemagne was never reliable.
He
Hey,
bring it
Rod.
up in many situations, but when it come down, you even ask Becky Lynch her name, the origins of her name and shit. But you can't ask Ron Killings is Triple H racist. Come on now, they got a whole team that know everything through and through. They know it's a racial issue and they won't address it for a second. Now, was he paid to not address it? So with
I
that
would
being
say,
said, how's Ron Killings and the New Day gonna make their exit? Because they got to get out of here somehow. The first release gonna be
WWE
uglier than the second.
releases them when they're bored.
You would think they bored now, right? Why
I
would they
would think
give?
so.
You don't think so?
I
Yeah.
would think. I think they are.
All right. Well, I'm just saying it's crazy how they can't find nothing to do with the New Day. I'm sorry, with the Street Profits. They don't have nothing in sincerity to do with the New Day either, but they still put them on TV every once in a while. Like I said, you go back to. I want to go back to Ron Killings and the white guy real quick. Road Dogg. Road Dogg was a drug addict, and he was trouble in the locker room and in real life. He got arrested multiple times for multiple reasons. He's a trifling person, and he's able to have the position of being one of the lead writers for both Raw and SmackDown on Netflix and USA and stuff that was on Fox and stuff like that, major networks. And there's no issue with that. But Ron Killen still got a slave on the plantation. And you cried tears because they let him go. Because that Ron Killens is personal entertainment to these people. Y'all understand what I'm telling y'all?
Yeah.
Sure do.
Beyond TV, he's personal entertainment to them. And Triple H don't go for that nigger shit. So he been wanting him gone.
Yeah.
And all the people, this is how you know white folk funky too, because he personal entertainment to them too. This is how we need our nigger back. This is how you know they phony. Because one, they not advocating for him to become a producer and shit. Two, they not advocating for him to do better in his career, but be that ignorant nigger. That's why I don't fuck with white folk. Our values is different. This is beyond just wanting to see people on TV. We here at Wrestling with Racism advocate for tangibles. We need tangibles behind these Negroes so we can know for sure that you're just not pandering and giving a crumb just so people could be satisfied and get off of your back for a year or two. Like I said, When you look at the success of a Negro, the greatest Negroes who ever had the greatest success, when you look at their success, you notice it was for a short span time period and it never happened again. Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas, first ever African American tag team champions of all time. They held them titles for 3 months. Skims, how many title reigns did they have?
How many title reigns? Who exactly? My bad, I missed it.
Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson.
Oh,
Rock that.
oh man, I don't know that one. Let me go check.
Yeah, well, you don't have to do that. It was none. I thought you were smart.
They didn't have it once.
They had it none after that. I'm just saying they
Oh,
only held
after
it
that.
once.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, yep.
So we talk about tangibles. There was no tangibles for them. And then at the same time, we still haven't received American Negroes tag team champions since Men on Mission, right?
Yeah, nope, we haven't.
They quick little joke team that they had, right? Nothing
Yeah,
sincere about that. Why is it that we got how many American Negro tag teams is there in the WWE?
got the
You
New
can't
Day.
have
None.
you can't have more than 4 or 5 at a time.
No, guess not.
Y'all don't know what to do with these Negroes. It's not about color to y'all because color is not available to y'all. Y'all don't know how to write for Negroes. Every Negro got a stereotype. Y'all don't know how to write for Negroes. Y'all don't know how to direct Negroes. So you gonna have Trick Williams come out there every single week in this lemon pepper steppers.
Corny. Bunch of corny bullshit.
I don't know how he
How
went
about
from.
hire black riders? Get
I
some
don't know how
FBA riders, some new
he went.
blood.
He went from a Dolomite type of gimmick to lemon pepper steppers.
Now, mind you, if they do get black writers, Mike, because we gotta recognize this, if they do get black writers, just to shut Negroes up, and because he's forced to, he gonna get tethers. He gonna get some Africans. He gonna get some Jamaicans. He gonna get some fucking Haitian writers, and this all in the name of blackness, and it's just gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
So I tell y'all, it's important to delineate because everybody don't have the same experiences. And these Haitian and Jamaican people not gonna put their experiences down on paper. So they gonna imitate what they know, what they see. We've been broadcast to the world. So everybody ready to imitate us. Everybody ready to imitate us. But Trick Williams is about
Is
to
though.
show that Jimmy and Jay Uso ain't shit.
They not like
I,
us. Like
I
Kendrick's song. They not like us.
wonder how sickening is that shit right now. The white folk need to hear some hip hop and beat bop and all this other different shit that bad to where they gotta go for Jay Uso like that every fucking time. Skims.
Yeah, that Montez Ford ripoff.
Man, that ain't no Montez Ford ripoff. He ripping off, he not even ripping off nobody. It's a bad imitation of whatever the fuck. He is trash.
Horrible.
He is trash. He's a nobody. He should be a nobody. That's why I say, how are these people gonna make their exit? Now I do gotta say this real quick. I don't know what's going on, but I do believe that there is an issue in Naomi pregnancy.
Of course.
She,
Uh, I I could think of a few.
yeah, go to that real quick. While I see something, go talk about Jay Uso right quick.
I mean, he's just an unprofessional bum. He doesn't take his position serious. He's not in shape.
Vulture, vulture.
I mean, Jay Uso, he, he is he's not a main event
Good.
guy.
You know he fucking trash in the ring, and since he can't bring it in the ring, he got to go out there and do whatever it is the fuck that he do for 15, 20 minutes, and talk and sound ridiculous as he's talking the whole time. Question is, will they ever call Jay Uso a nigger? White folk, do
Never.
y'all view Jay Uso as a nigger?
I mean, he's getting away with so much. I mean, he showing up drunk to work, uh,
That's what
showing
they
up.
known for.
I think that was Jimmy getting drunk. But then again, he might have
It's
gotten Jay
both
on
of
it.
them. Who the hell you think he drinking with?
This is how Roman Reigns is full of shit. Because the other day in that interview, he talked about, I don't like, I don't want to see mediocrity. But for like, you had one of the most mediocre title reigns. I don't care how long it was. It wasn't like that meaningful. It was just
Well,
long,
he wasn't.
drawn
He
out.
first of all, he should have never got the title. He should have never been in that position. He should have never. But then, and the thing is, here's the key: you can't follow up with Jey Uso being world champion. You tried it, it didn't work, and they doubling down on the shit that didn't work for him. That's the crazy part, and it's not working for him now. And but what was it about Ron Simmons that couldn't get a legit world title reign? What was it about Booker T that couldn't get legitimate championship reigns in the WWE? I know the WCW was trash in the last couple of years, but what is it about them? Did they show up to work drunk?
Nope, not at all. They showed up sober, ready to work. Never got it. Never heard any stories about a
You know, the
DUI.
Usos get
Never.
so many. Jeff Hardy gets so many chances. Not only do
Oh
Jeff
yeah.
Hardy get so many chances, Jeff Hardy, white folk give Jeff Hardy so many excuses.
Man.
Y'all excusing this man for being high. But George Floyd deserved to die.
Pure unadulterated hypocrisy. And the same people that were going around making memes, cracking jokes on George Floyd, they want to start crying and shit when the tables turned and they had memes and jokes popping off about Charlie Kirk getting put in a
Well,
pack.
the tables is turning on these motherfuckers now because you got these white folk going out here protesting for ICE and shit. They get into these interracial relationships with Hispanics and shit. So they get little personal ties with their little Hispanic mates and shit. So they go out here and not just one or two or three of them get killed. And it's just an uproar, and they expect just Negroes to come in and help, do
Yeah, they
whatever they
want
want to
us to
do and
fucking
shit.
fight for them. But
Everybody
no, we're
sit
done
back and
putting on
just
the cape
let
for
these
everybody
motherfuckers
else.
fight.
Like we
But see,
retired the fucking capes.
my
We're not
thing is
putting
this:
capes on anymore.
Negroes been getting killed by these people, including the
Yeah.
Hispanics. You
Yeah,
know,
like that one foundational black American brother that got killed by an off-duty ICE agent. And no one said shit about that.
not
But they
one
want us to
person.
be mad
It,
when
the
an
the whole
illegal alien
narrative
who
is
crossed
is,
over
is three.
illegally got killed. Nah,
Keith
nah,
Porter
we not
Jr.
doing that.
Keith Porter Jr. is crazy because they
Yep,
never bring him up in the conversation. They never bring him up in the conversation. They don't have no excuses just, for him, like, oh no, he was innocent, this, that, and other. They don't never stand up for us. And they expect
exactly.
us to stand for them as Americans. We should have never stepped in after 9/11.
This is the hold your own nuts era. These illegal aliens that cross over illegally, nah, y'all gotta hold your own nuts.
Well, the legal ones is a problem too. We need to recognize that. But we're going to talk about that on the future edition of wrestling with racism. I mean, if America need to restore itself for real, y'all need to deport anyone who got here after 1900. But that's for a future edition of Wrestling with Racism. Let's get back to the Royal Rumble real quick. Okay, so going through real quick. Now, whatever. It's only so many goddamn chops and power bombs that people kick out of and shit that I can see. I ask y'all this weekly because I want to know if WWE gained any new interest or whatnot. Do y'all care to see Gunther wrestle anybody at WrestleMania? Do you have an opponent in mind? Maybe five of them.
I
Nope.
mean, I don't want to see Gunther wrestle. Period.
You don't want to see him wrestle CM Punk for the world title.
But neither of those guys have any business in the business. They should be at
Mm,
home.
mm. CM Punk do look old and broke down for a world champion.
I mean, he's been old and broke down for the last 4 years. He was old and broke down in AEW, and they gave him a
Yep.
brand new title. I mean, it didn't make sense. He was putting the young guys down. I mean, he's putting the young guys down now, and it doesn't make sense.
Now wait a minute, goddamn it! They only gave him the title because he was the only strong and viable option after Seth Rollins got injured.
I mean, but then he left and didn't put anybody over.
All right, now I thought you was gonna get on Seth Rollins' ass too. It's a bunch of people that need to sit down. I
Please, I
don't
don't
think
give.
that,
I mean,
just to show
who?
you that so much that drawing and shit don't matter. The ratings ain't got no better or worse since motherfucking Mysterio been gone. It ain't been no better or worse since Seth Rollins been gone. It ain't been no better or worse since Roman Reigns got gone. Like either you watch it or you don't. But nobody is a draw. You know what I'm saying? We got many months without Roman Reigns appearing, and nobody is clamoring like, "Hey, can we get Roman Reigns on?" Imagine if Stone Cold Steve Austin had this type of schedule, back in 1999. Can you picture it?
No, because the ratings would have tanked if he was taking months off and he
That's a
wasn't
draw.
injured.
That's that's
Like,
that's a draw.
yeah,
Now I ask you this. I ask you this. If you see a Negro like Trick Williams going out there doing something that you never seen in pro wrestling before. If they allow him more creative freedom or to get the proper writers and shit behind him, and they really do this shit right. Because what the key is, we know that he can perform. But
yeah.
if he got the proper machine behind him, don't y'all believe that he could bring a greater intrigue in wrestling than, let's say,
Still there?
No, I
Can you
can't
hear
think
me?
of a single other person in the main event right now who has the level of presence that Trick has with little to no backing from the production. Uh, he's one of the few really captivating uh, superstars on the roster.
If they booked him right, Trick Williams could be amazing.
I mean, we saw
Agree.
uh, in the standoff with Sami Zayn and Damian Priest. I mean, he made these guys look so bush league, like they have no business standing in the same ring with him. Like, they should be back in ROH somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, Trick Williams has every single tool you could look for in a franchise piece. Every single one.
I mean, Dave Meltzer's so full of shit. I mean, uh, Trick may not be the most polished in ring performer, but I mean, you don't go on, uh, like who uh, uh, AEW is nothing but 10-minute good matches, and what do they get? 800K, 700 between that every week in viewership. maybe
Shit,
give or take.
sometimes less. Yeah, sometimes like 600, 500.
I mean, I'm being generous. I mean, nobody cares about good matches. That's not what wrestling is. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin is my favorite wrestler of all time. I can't really think of the in-ring moments that made me care about Stone Cold. It was always this the character work, you know.
Yeah.
The,
And even in the
Austin
matches,
and Bret Hart at Survivor Series '96. That's a match that people should watch.
I mean, yeah,
And
but
that
I
was
mean,
pre-injury
it was
Austin.
that was a great match. I mean,
Like, nah,
the
Austin was a damn good wrestler in the ring. Like,
the
he was
match against Undertaker at
incredible
Survivor
before he
Series.
got that neck injury. Pre-neck
but
injury, Austin. Like, no, go watch him.
but a
Hell,
lot
you
of
look
that
at
was
his
the
work in
character
WCW and
aspect.
ECW. He was a beast in the ring.
A lot of that was the character
Underrated.
aspect
But
leaking into the match,
but
and
the
I think
character
Trick
work is
will
why they were
have that.
beating Monday Night Football every week.
Yeah,
You know, the character work is what was making.
Character work helped, but also he had it in the ring as well.
I mean, but
Because
everybody didn't have pay per view. Everybody didn't watch
you could have great character, but if you don't know what the hell you're doing in the ring, you're a liability.
but I would say, at least for Trick, a lot of that character and that star power that takes over the match. You know,
Yeah.
uh, if you look
And
at
Trick
the
is
great
solid in the
bloodline,
ring.
And I
yeah,
mean,
it's
there's
solid.
not.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not doing like New Japan 2015 routines. I mean, there's not a whole lot that he can fuck up or mess up in a match. These matches they're laying out. I mean, he's doing except he's exceptional in and out of the ring. I don't see anybody trying to slight him. It's just nitpicking. I mean, this guy is ready.
yeah.
I mean,
I
He's
would
not
like
bad
to
in the ring at
see.
all.
I'd like
with
to see
Dave
him
Meltzer,
use.
it's interesting him coming to nitpick Trick. I mean, he said Marco Stunt was a good wrestler.
Oh, he tricking. He tripping.
I mean, to say that Trick isn't good in the ring and then to like give Mike Bailey 6 stars. I mean,
Mike Bailey's good, but
I don't know, Mike.
yeah, he's good in the ring. But dog, trying to say that Trick ain't shit, and then like Macho Man ain't top 5 in the ring all time. Like fuck out of here, dude.
Mike Bailey is never gonna really amount to a whole lot in wrestling or outside
Yeah,
of
Yeah,
wrestling.
yeah,
That's
he's
all
a
I'm gonna
mid.
say.
Mike Bailey is a mid Carter, and that's fine. He's good. He's good at being a mid Carter.
he been carried by night, and Carmelo Hayes did good not going over there.
Now Kevin Knight is he's special. Kevin Knight is special.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I saw a picture of Carmelo standing next to AJ Styles, and you know that's one of the few things I think the WWE doesn't care about short black men. That's WWE. If you're short and black, you have a definite ceiling.
Yeah, because Triple H, not only did he hate black people, he also hated short people. Was always an asshole to short people. So Carmelo got this shit in twice.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that they keep Trick away from him, coming up for that title. Because I don't know if they have any further plans for Trick. I mean, now that he's away from Sammy and Randy, I think all paths is leading to him going against Javon Evans. I mean, not Javon, Carmelo Hayes.
Which is just going to further expose Triple H. He doesn't know what he's doing. We're just going to infinity rehashes.
Yeah. We've
all
already
your
seen them together.
favorite hits from the last decade. Let's run it back.
We've already seen them together for 3 years. They had a year-long feud, and then it's like every single time the black person gets called up or gets brought in, he puts them with the other black people. He'll put all the Asians together. So it's like he just can't think of anything else beyond putting Trick and Mello together. And we were just talking about the Unreal Writers Room, just white people on every corner just throwing bullshit and saying, all right, fuck it, let's just do this.
And like, is that like every tag team storyline? Like, I mean, every major tag team, they have some storyline where they're turning on each other. Like, why does everyone have to snake each other or fall out bad? Like, why can't people just have amicable partings and go just go on new pastures with respect and dignity?
Every tag team has a nasty breakup. Every match, every big match has to have a dirty finish or interference. Nothing plays straight anymore.
I mean, but that's just for like these people. Like Triple H doesn't care. I mean, he's getting paid whether the show is good or not. So why put the energy and effort into making a good show when these people are gonna the, the casuals are gonna buy tickets to go out when the show's in town and see it. The diehards are gonna just eat it up anyway because they don't care. They're neurodivergent. Their connection and interest in this is, based on that. We can see from Pekacham Ron. The real casual mainstream audience isn't coming back like when we saw, the crossovers, celebrity death match with WWE was really a part of the high culture at the time. It's not coming back.
Yeah. And so you didn't see the Women's Rumble, did you?
I mean, I saw parts. I mean, I watched reviews. I pretty much know what happened.
Okay. Because I was going to say earlier, do you feel like their role for Lash going forward is like the proverbial mule? Because she came in and she did all the dirty work. She made the playing field a lot easier for everyone else just to get eliminated by Raquel to be that placeholder for that Raquel Liv storyline. You know what I'm saying? What do you think of how they think they're going to use it?
I probably should have watched it now, but I see what you're saying, and that would be, Lash is physically gifted and she's charismatic. Raquel can't talk for shit. Rhea Ripley has a weird voice. Lash is a total package. I mean, she's, got the looks, she's got the talent, the physical gifts. But unfortunately, she's dealing with white supremacy and racism right now. They don't really know. Well, they know how to handicap her. They don't want to see her elevate or farther than they want to use her.
Yeah. And she's someone that could very well be the face of your women's division. Like you said, she has all the tools, and she's incredibly agile and athletic for her size. We've seen her do the springboards, handsprings, and cartwheels, flips, and it's more impactful because of her size. But yeah, if you do watch it, everyone is like, she was a star of the Women's Rumble. She eliminated 5 people. She eliminated Charlotte. She eliminated EO. And, you would think a push is coming from that. But because we know how little Triple H sees black people, it's not coming. She
I
cleaned
mean,
out the
I can
ring.
already see Royce career. Royce Keys. The next 6 months of his career playing out. I mean, he's gonna probably get in a program with Damian Priest and put him over. He's gonna job to Sami Zayn on his way to WrestleMania. They're gonna work that guy over.
I thought they was gonna put him in the New Day as the new Big E.
I mean, yeah, I've seen people saying that. I mean, he's going to be the new powerhouse of the New Day. I could see something like that where he plays the straight man, where they're more eccentric, but the name change, just the whole presentation is left a bad taste in my mouth with him. I don't know why they couldn't just does AEW own Hobbs? Is that trademarked by AEW? Tony Khan?
That's what I was looking that up, and I'm not sure because I know his name is Hobson, so I'm wondering if he had wrestled
I
on
mean,
the
that's his
Indies with
real
that
name.
name.
His real name is Will Hobbs.
Yeah, so I don't know if he trademarked that or if he had that before he got up there.
I didn't even think Tony Khan. Well, Rick, I don't know how Tony Khan does business.
Yeah, and then with Blake Monroe, her real name is Mariah May. So I don't know if she just decided to change her name or WWE wanted them to.
I mean, that's another thing. AEW, uh, there are no real. I mean, besides Keanu Carver, maybe his his ethnic background is dubious, but it doesn't feel like they're really putting any effort in the men's division down there. And this just shows how much I've been saying for the longest that Ricky Saints really ain't about shit. But I mean, he isn't doing shit to carry that men's division down there. Like the women are the main event now. Zarya, Jada Parker, they're they're the top two characters storyline wise that I see in NXT.
Yeah. Hang on. Where did HBK go?
But Ricky Saints, he was brought in to be the new flagship guy for the Black and Gold brand, and he's just I don't know if it's the booking. I mean, I'm biased to lean towards blaming him for it because I really don't give a fuck about Ricky Saints, but the guys under him who in the card, they don't have anybody to elevate off of because he's not doing it. He's not it. They need to get him out of there. I mean, he's about to turn. He's closer to 40 than he is to 28.
Yeah.
So
He's the definition of a roster clogger. I mean, I don't know what he's doing over there. There's nothing he's good at. There's nothing that's unique about him, like at all.
Keanu Carver is, I guess, their replacement for Obafemi. He's the new big mean black guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
Yo, can
hoping
you
that
hear me?
Obafemi can exist. Yeah, we hear you. I'm hoping Obafemi and Hobbs can coexist across different brands. That way, they don't think they got to put them together or rush them into a storyline.
They probably
Yo,
will, knowing them.
we heard you, HB. You muted now.
All right, my bad. I apologize. My phone died, but at the same time, while I was charging it up, I had to run upstairs and make sure everything was straight. So I don't know where we left off at because I was kind of going on somewhere, but I don't know where y'all at. I don't want to hold up what y'all got going on, so we
No,
can
we
just kind of continue from there.
no, we was just looking at the direction of some of the quote unquote standout people. We started off talking about Lash. I felt like Lash was easy to start a women's rumble, but they used her to make the playing field easier for the whiteys. And then we talked about Hobbs, and just both of their roles going forward.
Well, listen, let's slow down real quick.
Yep.
Let's slow down real quick. All right, we got to slow all the way down because I want y'all to recognize a few things. The reports. Somebody got to mute. Somebody got to mute. Everybody mute.
What?
Everybody mute. Somebody background fucked up. We got to slow down real quick. We have to remember that the reports is that Triple H is practically being forced to do something with American Negroes and bring more American Negroes in. All right. But let's take a look at this real quick. We had our eyes set on Bianca for the longest. And to the point to where they don't have nothing to do for her now. Like I said, she almost on her way out the door. But let's look beyond Lash Legend. You know, Callie Armstrong is progressing down there and Evolve all the way down there in Evolve. Who's next? It will be lovely to have Lash Legend on top with at least seven other American Negroes on each brand. Seven on Raw, seven on SmackDown, seven on NXT, seven on Evolve. But, that's why I say we can't be satisfied because what if they do allow Bianca Belair to go out the door? Then Lash Legend got to carry that on her back for the next 5 years. We got to break out of that cycle. So, yeah, they may do something spectacular with Lash Legend. She may be a 2 or 3 time WWE Women's Champion. But who's next? Who's going to be joined with her? Hey, owner, let's say that they bring Bianca Belair back. How do you believe that they're going to book Bianca Belair and Lash Legend and Jade Cargill and Naomi separately?
Well, I think we've already seen, where they stand with Lash. She's someone that they're not shy about uh, pinning, having either loss. I don't think that they would really try to elevate her past mid card level. Uh, with Bianca, that's an instant main event attraction right there. So you got to put her in the mix.
Okay,
Naomi,
but wait a minute now, because I don't. I think this keep going over your head that they are being forced to do this, right? So yes, she's not. She's going to be more than a mid carder, but she's my thing is she's going to be the only one. Just like Bianca Belair carried that load, it's about to be Lash that's going to carry that load. You know
you
what I'm
know,
saying? Unless her and Trick get into it,
I mean, it's not like
there.
they're not gonna bring up any new American Negro women anytime soon. I mean, uh,
Well, then Triple H got to go, right? It start with him.
Triple
He
H
got
got
to
to
go.
go. Road Dogg got to go. Biss got to go. Who else is
Billy
PSAs?
Kidman been there for a long time. He got to go. Petey Williams been there for a couple of years. He ain't did shit. He got to go. Eric Watts, I don't know how the hell long Eric Watts been on the creative writing team, but he gotta go.
How did he even get a job?
Bill Watts. He's a favorite of Bill Watts. Uh Real quick, before we move on real quick, to Skims, I want to know what Skims think about this real quick. I'm gonna read. Actually, no. Let me ask Skims real quick. If Bianca were to stay with the WWE? We already know it's gonna be a while before Negroes get, you know, up from NXT and all this other different shit, right? How do you believe they're going to handle on their roster Bianca Belair, Lash Legend, Jade Cargill, and Naomi separately?
You know, a good booker will look at that and be like, "That's a gold mine of talent," and the ideas will come in flowing. I can already think of what I would do, but in terms of them, there's only so many spots. Bianca, you said Bianca, Naomi, Jade, um, and then Bianca. You said, and who else did you say? You say Callie in there too?
Yeah, I
Oh yeah,
mean, them
Callie,
the only Negroes
Lash.
that's remaining. Them no, them. I'm just naming all the Negroes they got above and below, and Jade is the Jamaican and shit. But
Yep.
she's progressing the least, it seems.
Yeah, she's only defended the title once now against Jordan Grace.
I don't care about defenses and none of that shit. Look at her matches; they fucking trash.
He's trash. Yeah, and they don't trust her to have more than 2 to 3 minutes still. And she's been in constant training for
Well, this
almost a
is what they
decade.
wanted. If you pay attention to the delineation and the importance of delineation, they utilize these other ethnic groups to
Yep.
specifically undermine American Negroes. And, Jay Cargill is one of the ones that just can't hold up. Naomi got a natural vibe with the fans, with the people, no matter big or small. And Bianca Belair got the natural vibe with the crowd, big or small. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, they progress inside that ring every single day, and they could do so much more. It's just the WWE won't allow them to do it, or they're not put in the careful hands. No hands is greater than grandma's hands. You know what I'm saying? Um, but again, they won't allow these people to progress, but now they're forced to. So moving forward, at least for the next year, how
hmm
do you believe they will handle these women collectively on a separate basis?
I mean, Lash will probably, either win the tag titles with Nia at some point, or the IC. She'll be in the IC division. Uh, I'm going to assume that Bianca's first storyline coming back is with Jade. I don't know if that'll be for the title or not, though. We need to see if Jade and Tiffany have another program. And then if Naomi comes back this year, I'm not really sure how they'd use her. They're going to keep her gimmick going. They're going to try to do the heel gimmick again. She's going to have such a positive reaction. I'm not sure if they would slightly change the character or not. And then if she'd also come back and be in that program with Bianca after her program with Jade. Callie, Callie should have be treated like how Trick is being treated right now, like instantly in that upper mid card, the main event lane. She could be competing for both titles back and
I mean,
forth.
who is these bitches that they got the title and shit? Who is these bitches?
Julia, they got the U.S. title on. She has not gotten over with the crowd at all. Uh, and then and Jade's a SmackDown champion. They got Io and Rhea as the tag champs. I forget who the women's intercontinental champ.
Now,
Oh,
let me say
Becky
something
Lynch.
about the titles because I meant to say this earlier about the titles. Triple H don't put any type of care behind any of the championships that he has. Vince McMahon started that shit. I mean, he really did. With the Roman Reigns shit, there's no reason why he should have held the title that long in this modern time with so many hours of programming. It's just it's crazy that the United States title is being relegated to just being an open championship. It's an open, you could challenge for it. Anybody could challenge for it on any given week because it's not every single week and it don't lead to no feuds. Nobody is having feuds with anybody. It's just an open challenge every single week. And white folk told me, hell, white folk at handkerchief head pecker Tom Negros told me that the WWE isn't a racist organization. because they put the United States Championship on Carmelo Hayes at the ass end of 2025, right?
Right.
Now, mind you, throughout 2025, he hasn't wrestled in any PLEs. He was in the Royal Rumble for 5 minutes, but who wasn't, right? It's been
Yeah.
two
No, no,
PLEs since he won the United States Championship. He's had many great matches against niggers and tethers and even the white man, Leon Slater, right?
yep.
Oh yeah, we delineate. Um, it's been two PLEs since he won the United States Championship. How many has he wrestled on since that
None.
time? None.
None.
He
Other
didn't
than the
have a.
Rumble.
He didn't defend the United States Championship in the Open Challenge at the Royal Rumble.
Nope.
Oh my God, was he in the Royal Rumble?
Nah,
No.
was not.
What celebrity was in the Royal Rumble this year?
I actually don't remember.
And nobody
No,
knows. I don't. I don't think it was no celebrity. ISO
no,
I don't
no
think
Speed
there
wasn't
were
celebrity.
in
any
there.
celebrities in the Royal
No
No
Rumble.
celebrities. No,
streamers.
no, none.
None. Vanna White wasn't in that motherfucker. Damn.
No,
Carmelo Hayes didn't even get upstaged by a motherfucking celebrity. They just
nope.
didn't have him on the pay per view this year. But niggers got to be satisfied. This according to the WWE because he got that belt around his waist. You know, I noted that Trick Williams. I noted that Trick Williams uh, had TNA Championship for 4 months, right?
Yep.
The interesting note about him having that championship around his waist for 4 months was the fact that he lost 13 times in that 4 months. Everybody who challenged him for that title, Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, all them motherfuckers, they beat him. He just beat him in the championship match. He was losing in tag team matches. He lost to Javon Evans. He lost to Obafemi. He lost to a lot of fucking people. Pinfall, submissions and shit. I don't think he topped out, but shit like that. Not disqualifications and shit. And I'm sitting up here like, damn, he outshining everybody through the performance that he's putting on. But I'm looking at the tangibles and it's not there because he's losing. Then I look at Javon Evans. Javon Evans was the big talk around NXT. It's a lot of hype for him here in the WWE. He lost over 30 matches last year. The further you look, the less you see. We don't see no tangible. And I look at Trick Williams. Trick came out talking shit against Sami Zayn. First night showed the world that Sami Zayn ain't shit, but he's due to be a world champion. That's what white folks say. Came out, interrupted Randy Orton and shit. Randy Orton been beating his ass ever goddamn since. Oh, he beat Damian Priest. Who haven't? Didn't what's his name? Aleister Black beat him the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is Aleister Black?
But wasn't on this PLE. We don't know where he at.
Yeah, so much for beating Damian Priest. But then we get to the PLEs. Now, Carmelo Hayes can't get on the PLEs because apparently, Triple H don't see color. He only see talent. So apparently Carmelo Hayes is not talented enough to be on PLEs, right? This is according to Triple H, right?
Right.
Trick Williams is talented enough to be on PLEs, and he was in two of them, two main events, by the way. How successful was he?
He he got a here nigga damn US title reign at the
Talking
end of
about
the year.
Trick. I'm talking about Trick. How successful was these last two PLEs for him?
He lost. He got
He lost.
eliminated. Didn't do too much in his rumble, and then he lost last pay per view.
That's the crazy part. He was in the Rumble for like what, 2, 3 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, he ran out there just to get ran the fuck back. And it was so much black in there. They just didn't know what to do. They wanted to make Obafemi look good because he's the big Nigerian Tucker, right? Okay, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. They wanted to get Javon Evans up to do that spot with Randy Orton, so they needed him in a long time. And plus, he needed the bump for everybody so they could fill out like, okay, he could fight with this motherfucker, he could do something with this motherfucker, he could do something with this motherfucker. Just gonna job out to all of them because that's what Javon Evans is. If you could tell by his NXT record throughout 2025, he's a jobber. Um, this is his numbers. And Lash Legend, she been losing, as owner noted earlier. She been losing since she got there. You know what I'm saying? But of course, they're going to force feed the woman, the black woman, over the black man. They can have Trick go out there and talk shit all that he want, but eventually that's got to stop. And I was on the space listening to somebody and shit, and I asked them by mistake, but I was serious. Could Trick Williams, because they was going. I mean, these are some hardcore. You wouldn't believe it, because you wouldn't believe it if you hear these motherfuckers. Like seriously, but they hardcore WWE fans, and some of the shit that come out of his mouth sometimes, I believe he trolling. But he defend everything, Roman Reigns, and he think it's justified. They're going through and all this other different shit. And I'm like, oh wow. But you just wouldn't believe it. He don't seem like one of them geeks and shit, but he is, I guess. And so I, I asked them by mistake, do you believe, because we need something new. I don't want to see Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and shit, right? I don't care if Gunther have a match at WrestleMania or die before he get there or anything, get sick or something that can't make it, depending on where they are, if he gets snowed in or have a heat stroke or something. I don't give a shit about Gunther if he ever have a match again. Um, Droz or something, right? I didn't give a fuck if Droz ever had a match again, you know. So why the hell would I give a fuck about Gunther, right? So we was talking about what can they do new. And I'm like, well, damn, what if you mix old with new? How much intrigue would a person like Trick Williams have if he was to even feud with Roman Reigns going into WrestleMania?
There will be plenty of intrigue. That'll be actually something new.
It'll grab a whole lot of people, like a whole new group. I think it'll grab a new audience. Like, who the fuck is this nigga, right?
yeah,
Trick offers something that Joe Hendry can't provide. I don't believe. We have seen so many Joe Hendrys and so many different variations. We have seen so many Ethan Pages and so many different variations. We have seen so many Ricky Starks. We have seen so many who trying to come up in the WWE right now. We have seen so many LA Knights. We have seen so many of all these goddamn people, and they let them get into their 40s and 50s and shit and have all this damn success. How many Negroes can make it over 40 in this business? And, like we maintain our shapes and all this other different shit, and they just toss Negroes to the side. And we could bring a greater intrigue. Wrestling is failing right now. Royal Rumble was ass. Royal Rumble was ass. And it didn't have to be. Before I go to AEW, I want to get back on the Royal Rumble for 2 seconds. Brock Lesnar came in there and destroyed everybody. Triple H buried everybody that night. He even buried Brock Lesnar. He buried everybody. He buried Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns did not look good winning that match. To me, he didn't fit. Is we looking at first of all, is we looking at Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre?
It was boring. We've seen it before.
Okay. Is we looking at CM Punk versus Roman Reigns?
That's probably where they're going.
Oh God. Is we looking at Roman Reigns versus what the fuck is his name? Gunther.
Oh man, that's horrible.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Okay. So I'm not asking y'all what y'all see. Y'all
Yeah,
don't see shit with the lenses of blue eyes. So
right.
I'm asking y'all to give y'all predictions on what the fuck you think this dumbass got. Because I'm trying to exploit the options that's out here for this year
I wasn't
WrestleMania.
looking through white eyes though.
I'm trying to show y'all what's really going on, what the options is out here. For
Yeah,
what they call WrestleMania. Triple H has not made one special WrestleMania yet. I have this. Listen, feel what you want to about Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon that had way more great shows than he ever had bad shows. He could always make up for a bad show. Triple H hasn't made up for shit. Why is Austin Theory in the Visionary?
need something to do.
Okay, so what value do he add to the Visionary?
As of right
What
now,
value has Braun Breaker added to the Visionary? Because the Visionary, to me, doesn't have any value. They come out there and they cut the same fucking promo week after week. I don't look. Can y'all name? Can anybody name five of Braun Breaker best matches since the Visionary started? Since when don't didn't matches count for shit? But y'all want to see him as world champion.
And I mean, the group don't really work without that established veteran next to him. I mean, Paul Heyman isn't giving it any love. I mean,
Well, I'm
he was
tired
so
of that
lost.
shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this motherfucker. He cut the same fucking. When I say cut the same, they cut the same promos every week. He cut the same promos every week. When y'all gonna get tired of that shit? It's so many Negroes that talk way better than Paul Heyman. They won't use them. They won't go get them. Where Clarence Mason at? It's Black History Month. This week, I'm honoring Clarence Mason. Speaking of Black History Month, it is Black History Month, and it is also White Accountability Month because, of course, Black history is white history too, and white folk have never been held accountable collectively for anything, you know. Um, so they do have it coming. So you make sure when you see one, uh, put a pin on his seat. Um, okay, real quick, I gotta say this about the Royal Rumble. I gotta say this about Brock Lesnar. I understand that Saudi wanted to see Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? They should have put him in the match on the undercard instead of having them come in there and destroy everybody in the Rumble. Especially, Brock Lesnar won't put nobody over. He won't put nobody over. But who choice is that? Because if they giving you this money, is they actually giving you this power? Some people take the money. I got an easy payday. Fuck it. He not losing no value if he had took 10 losses over the last 10 years that he been back, right?
Right.
So with that being said, Obafemi, it was uncalled for them to even interact with each other. If they were going to eliminate Brock Lesnar immediately after Obafemi, then they might as well had eliminated Obafemi and Brock Lesnar together. That would have made whoever did it look stronger and better, and it would have left Brock Lesnar and Obafemi on the even playing field. But the only thing that Obafemi offered Brock Lesnar was a clothesline or something, right?
Most likely.
He couldn't do no Samoan drop, no impressive. Goldberg came in slamming the fuck out that motherfucker, just bodying him. Also, Paul Heyman came out with Brock Lesnar, and he made Logan Paul look like a bitch. So how your man standing with you, and it's just everything is off with all that shit. Like you just got back with this motherfucker, and you let this motherfucker suplex the shit out. Honor, I think that's you. You got to mute when you're not talking. All right, so we about to get ready to go to AEW real quick. But before we do, I'm gonna read some of the comments real quick. My bad, I had got thrown off earlier. Oh no, I don't know what the hell. All right, look, Obafemi is better than Rusev and Gunther. Yeah, Obafemi better than most of the whites, Hispanics and Asians in the WWE. He really is. He's more mobile. You know what I'm saying? He got more range. I believe that he got the ability to have more range with his character. Gunther is one thing. He's Walter, he's Gunther, he's whatever. He just stand there and he'll chop you and he'll power bomb you and stuff. And that stuff is cool. Back in the day. But to see this shit on a weekly basis is, you know, he older, he not in shape. Obafemi is in great shape. This guy still got titties and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool to see titties on the man every week. You know, uh, B-Fab gonna show out when she come back. I hope so. We'll see. It seems it's more African and Caribbean than Black American. We got to really look out for that because Javon Evans, it appears his father is a Jamaican. His mother is real active on social media. I'm not gonna, you know, put this stuff all out there, but and they got a kind family. It's a great family and all of that stuff, but it's a possibility. We know that he's not a full American Negro. For his blood confirmed father is Jamaican. He got the accent and everything. I done chatted it up with him for a quick second on that. He confirmed that he is Jamaican. His mother, you know. So it's a possibility that Javon Nevins may not necessarily represent us. I mean, they say you from North Carolina. Do any of y'all catch a country accent from him? Anybody in the chat that's from North Carolina, just let me know if he sound like he from North Carolina to y'all, real authentic, or do he sound like an Islander or something? Because his pops damn show do. He got some Delroy Lindo, um, Bob Marley shit going on. Um, the fuck is this? You on the same level as an American fascist with your racism and homophobia. You won't be allowed in the club when they come for you. Well, I tell you what. Um, I hope you left already because this was a little bit earlier, but this program is not for you and you are free to get the fuck on. If you are white, this program is not for you. Please leave. If you are, Hispanic and Japanese and stuff, this stuff ain't for y'all. Other people like Africans and Caribbeans and stuff come on there and just be respectful and stuff. We don't mind getting an understanding with y'all and stuff, and then if y'all some coon ass Negroes and shit, get the fuck on. Y'all could be with the whites if y'all want to. I guess if they accept y'all or something, but this program is not for everyone. So, I'm not telling you to keep your comments to yourself, but if you are enraged about something, you are free to get the fuck on. Doom was a good tag team, but did Doom ever hold the tag team titles? I think they did, but
Who?
one it's still a one time thing, right? All right, real quick.
Wait, who?
No, don't worry about it. We'll get to it later. Real quick. Mike, I need the American Negro update on AEW Dynamite.
Okay. On the 21st of January 21st, Dynamite, it was Swerve Strickland and Kevin Knight, the only foundational Black Americans that were
Was
wrestling,
this
and
was
they
this two
wrestled in the
weeks
main
ago?
event.
Was this 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Okay, they was the only two that wrestled, right?
yeah, it was just those two.
And they only wrestled. They wrestled in the main event, right?
They wrestled in the main event.
All right, Mike. So you've been with me all throughout season 2. So we report on AEW weekly, and if everyone's not familiar, AEW is just as racist as WWE. But Tony Khan may be more racist than, let's say, Triple H per se, when you consider the amount of power and control that Tony Khan has over AEW. This is him that's booking this shit. He's the one that's hiring and firing, and he's the one that's paying these people. So let's start on Tony Khan and AEW real quick, and let's start with that particular episode. But before we do, Mike, you my AEW guy. I've been out of the loop. How did this match come about?
This match, Swerve talked to Tony Khan to get the match with Kevin Knight, because this was after Knight, along with Hangman and Mike Bailey, had beaten the Ops for the trios titles on a collision. It was actually
I'm
before
sorry,
that.
is Swerve a heel?
Swerve, no, he's a babyface. He's not a heel.
So why did he challenge Kevin Knight?
He wanted to see. He wanted to see how good Kevin Knight was firsthand. That's
Okay,
the
I
reason he challenged
remember
him,
something specifically.
because he said that Kevin Knight was the future, and he wanted to see if Kevin Knight lived up to the hype.
Mm. And I remember something specifically because you know the little lemon head, right? The little logo on the lemon head. Swerve head shaped like that is shaped like man off the Pringle can, if you know the Pringle chips. So he dipped his head in on the side of Kevin Knight and was like, you know, when I was world champion, I put your name in the hat for Tony Khan. I remember that. And I was wondering, why is he creeping up on him like that, saying some shit like that? And then I was wondering how they had that match and then how it ended up being the main event. You know what I'm saying? Tony
I don't know
Khan is
how.
in quick pandering mode because Powerhouse Hobbs left. See, Mike, we recognize because you've been with me week after week reporting this stuff that below Swerve, there was no successful American Negroes throughout 2025 until Hobbs, won the little six-man tag titles, I guess. He was the closest one, right?
Right?
For whatever that's worth, right?
Yeah,
And now he's gone because Kevin Knight was jobbing all over the place and shit, right?
he was.
Mike Bailey was getting wins. Mike Bailey, he came out as non-binary the other day,
I don't pay
and
attention to that shit.
I'm
So
just letting you know, you know,
I don't know what the hell. Whatever he does, I
I'm
don't
just
pay
like,
attention to that shit.
this is who your children are, got potential to idolize, you know. So, but anyway, Mike Bailey was winning, but Kevin Knight was losing all over the place and stuff, But I don't take that for nothing. So they got to get ready pushing up Negro, but Private Party, they still missing owner. I think somebody need to mute. There's some stuff going on in the background that shouldn't be there. Uh, so okay. So with that being said, before I ask this question specifically about Kevin Knight, are there any Negroes below Kevin Knight, men or women, that have potential to have success in AEW?
Come to think of it, can't think of any right now.
What about Athena? You think they're gonna bring her up from the basement and finally put some genuine effort behind her?
I want to believe it, but Tony Khan has not given me shit to believe in. And when it comes to Athena,
He let Powerhouse Hobbs walk right out the goddamn door, didn't he?
he actually gave him an offer,
I don't
but
believe none of that shit because
gave
if
him an
your
offer,
offer
but
should have started with that
Hobbs
world title,
wanted to go. Hobbs had already made up his mind to go to WWE.
his offer should have been that world title. You sitting up here with Samoa Joe over here, holding the title when you got him just standing there. You could have came with him and the money. Then again, maybe he just know that AEW is a sinking ship. Let's talk about AEW real quick. Mike, I have not kept up with AEW since we've been on hiatus. I'm sorry, I just haven't. All right. But I'm pretty sure that you have. So the last time we was really in the groove of talking about AEW, it was around All In. Okay. I need for you to give me a progress report over the last 6 months. Has AEW gotten better or have they gotten worse?
AEW's been doing all right. They haven't, they haven't really gotten worse.
Now, mind
I
you, they
wouldn't
were
say they
doing
got.
all right at that time, right? They were doing all right at that time. So you saying that they haven't gotten worse, but they haven't gotten better either, right?
Not much better. They've gotten slightly better.
Mr. Skips.
Yep.
So we know that Triple H don't know what the fuck he doing creatively, right?
Right.
Now, we don't know Tony Khan like that. We just know he's a racist. However, we also know that creatively he not shit either, right? He
Right.
don't have no experience in this business and none of that stuff. But it's not bad for he have created some. He have created more compelling storylines than Triple H has. I can give him that because Triple H hasn't had any compelling storylines that kept me intrigued for over a month. If that, that's me.
I
You
fully
know,
agree. I love creative writing as a subject, and I haven't seen anything impressive from Triple H.
how about Tony Khan?
He has his moments, like the CM Punk and MJF feud was very very good. Like that's just an example. It's not recent, but
But do you
yeah,
find somebody like MJF to be repetitive?
at this point, yeah, because he's still doing the same thing he was doing when he first broke out into the scene.
He's still doing the same thing. And it seemed to me that he had the most potential to grow beyond that at a certain time. Kurt Angle did it fucking how many times?
Yeah,
Plenty.
all the greats.
They should have never gave that boy no money. Um they shouldn't have gave Kurt Angle none either. Now his family ain't got nothing because he blew it on drugs and insurance. Look, so look, what I'm saying though is this. Okay, so Tony Khan created the most compelling storylines, even if it was what two. I can only think of one or two. You know what I'm saying? And like even when y'all named MJF, shit, that was years ago. Mike, you are an avid AEW fan. What's the most compelling storyline recently from AEW? Just give me two.
Swerve and Hangman.
That
That's
was
one.
2 or 3 years ago.
Another one. Phew.
That's crazy because he's an avid AEW fan. So this is good. I'm glad that we're getting this out. And nobody is more hardcore than him and Duke, and I know that for sure. So you can't think of another one off the top of your hand real quick. Dusty Rhodes and
Hangman
uh,
chase to the world title. Yeah,
no,
that one I could
it
go.
was good, but it wasn't, whatever. Okay, so that's more recent, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that goes right along with what I've been saying. We know that Triple H been around this business forever, but he wasn't necessarily on the creative end forever and managing talent at the same time forever. He don't have all of Vince McMahon duties. He don't even have a penny of it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but creatively, he not shit. And Tony Khan, it seemed like he's learning and continues to learn. Whether he utilized it correctly or not, he's still learning. Still watchable for people like Mike. Um, but this goes right along with the question that I constantly ask: has pro wrestling reached its creative cap? Because wrestling is ass across the board.
Huh?
So, Skims, you a story man, right?
Yep.
In 2026, going into 2027, I know it's February, but when you blink, it's going to be 2027.
Yeah.
What do you want to see pro wrestling? How do you want to see pro wrestling presented? Let's start with the WWE over the next year. What type of like when you say compelling storylines? Do you believe it should be solely storyline driven? And also, how do you deprogram the people that seen the unreal and seen exactly how fake it was? You didn't see creative meetings with Vince McMahon.
Yeah. I think the only thing that they can do at this point is to take
How do you
chances.
suspend my disbelief?
You got to close the curtain for one. Unreal can exist. You got to stop doing that. You got to stop having people like Nikki Bella, go to these sporting events and say wrestling is not real. Like, why are you having your stars standing on TV? You got to stop doing things like that for one. And we shouldn't know these wrestlers too personally. We can look into all their personal lives on Twitter
Social
and
media
social
is
media.
social media is easy access. I'm telling you, Chris Jericho wife, that bitch is she a dangerous racist bitch. It's cool that you love Trump, but you got to hate niggers in the process. Damn. My bad. You got it.
No, I was just saying, like, we just gotta actually lean back into making characters for people beyond Lyra the Bird Lady, beyond Rhea the goon, fetish person. Like, we gotta actually start developing these characters further, and then having all their presentation in real life. If you want to still keep it social media driven, they should just be in character at all times.
Yeah, well, like I said, how can you believe these characters when they done opened curtains so much? It's like at this point you really can't believe it. I seen the Undertaker go grocery shopping the other day. I couldn't, how can I believe you the dead man? So that is gone, and that did a big disservice to a lot. You know what I'm saying? It did more damage than I think that they realized. This is stuff that people already knew, but like I said, you showing it in real time. The stuff just happened. You put the arc together of Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock, and then a couple of months they just describing every little detail and showing you every detail. It's like it's what are we watching this for? How am I supposed to believe that somebody is this bitch or that bitch, and somebody is this savior and all this other different shit when you telling me to my face that it's not real every day? That's a UFC decision. Dana White got his hands
TKO.
on that. Dana White personally got his hands on that. All right, so let's get back to AEW real quick because this is what I say about the creative cap real quick. First of all, before I say that, you know, where do you get these writers from? Wrestling is different today. You know what I'm saying? So, do you go back and get older writers? Do you get Dustin Rhodes and all these people who've been around, or do you get, who do you go to Hollywood? Or do you get the Jonathan Greshams in the New Day? Do you get the wrestlers that wrestled over the past 20 years? Where do you get these writers from?
I don't know where they get them.
No, I'm asking you, what do you think they should get? Who should be writing WWE television?
Shit. I would, I would give Kofi, probably give Xavier Woods a chance.
Okay, but I'm talking
See what
about
he can do.
overall. But what I'm saying is, I just mentioned them couple of people. But what I'm saying is, overall, should they go back to Hollywood and get Hollywood writers who should be writing professional wrestling? With it being so open today, to bring it, do you think that this should go back to being a soap opera? Right.
Nah, I don't think that would save it.
Well, that's what pro wrestling is. At the end of the day, if you sit down and watch Days of Our Lives, fucking that Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland, that came off a storyline from that. They be blowing each other houses up and all that shit. For real. They won't just blow your mama house up, they'll kill her on soap operas. They be poisoning their mamas and shit and all that. All the white filth be all in soap operas and shit. You gotta see that shit. White people.
Seeing it in action movies,
So see it in person. These white folk animals.
burning houses and shit. That's
They
that's action
stink.
movies as well. It's crime dramas. So it's seen in multiple things.
Yeah.
It's in multiple genres, not just soap operas. You can see that in a drama. I mean, hell, John
Well, I'm
Wick.
just saying.
You
I'm
look at the
just
John
saying.
Wick movies.
I'm just
That
saying
was
that's.
their
I'm just saying that's that's the parallel between wrestling and soap operas and shit. I'm just saying. White filth come from there and shit. But the key is this though. The has pro wrestling reached its creative cap because it's only so much that you could do with the players that you got. You know what I'm saying? And in order for them to even transition, it's still gonna take a while. Wrestling is gonna be bad for a long ass time. But like I said, trick you still got American Negroes who bring so much natural intrigue. They're not putting any effort behind Carmelo Hayes. Like I said, he didn't wrestle at the Royal Rumble. He didn't wrestle at WWE Saturday Night Main Event last week. He didn't wrestle like I said, his last pay-per-view, PLE or whatever, was the Royal Rumble last year. So what effort is they genuinely putting behind this motherfucker, right?
none. They're not putting any effort at all.
Yet he still holds high intrigue amongst the people. People still want to see him do well. People still want to see him as a champion. People still want to see him at WrestleMania and shit. He may miss out on WrestleMania this year.
Most likely.
Again. But we supposed to be satisfied and content with that because Obafemi and Jade Cargill is wrestling there. This is what they want American Negroes to sit with and be satisfied. On top of that, if Bianca Belair and the Street Profits leave WWE with all the success that Lash Legend and Trick Williams and Obafemi and Javon Evans may have, how long will it take, Black American wrestling fans? I'm talking to y'all. How long will it take for y'all to get over their release? Ask yourself that question. Because the same thing is due to happen. Some shit that you just can't believe, it happens. Some shit that you just can't believe, shit still happens. People don't want to believe that white folk got the highest, sexual crimes against children and shit, but it happens. They got the highest. Let's get back to AEW real quick. Mike. I just wanted to note that this is wrestling is as creatively across the board, but AEW continues to chug along. Okay, we noted that they don't have no American Negro tag teams. Whatever Negro they got that's in the tag team, he teaming up with somebody that's more successful than him on an individual basis. We noted that Bobby Lashley is a Hispanic Panamanian. Okay, and he's hurt right now. Since we last talked, you said that Shelton Benjamin hasn't done shit in AEW. We talked about 2 weeks ago. Mike, what has Shelton Benjamin been doing since then?
Last I remember, he had that eliminator match with John Moxley where he lost.
Yeah, that's the last time we talked.
Or was it a draw?
He
No, it was
lost, right?
no, it was a loss.
Yeah. He knocked on him. Come on now. Okay, so and hasn't done nothing since then. That was about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Something
Uh,
like that.
and they threw him in there. So we noted because if y'all go back and check out the shit, I'll put it in the playlist in a second. Check out the importance of delineation series that's in the playlist. But the descent of darkness or some shit to Bobby Lashley, that's the entire Bobby Lashley edition. To where full gear 2024, Bobby Lashley came out and said that he wanted to erase the term black champion because blackness, that's a normal thing for black people to hold these championships. So he want to erase that term. Since he said that, AEW hasn't had a single non-mixed American Negro champion on any level, have they, Mike?
They haven't had any world champion
No, I'm
until
talking
a few
about the women's championship,
women's championship.
the besides the tag team championship, of course, the women's championship, the Negro hasn't won the TNT championship. A non-mixed American Negro has never won the TBS championship. This was over 2 years ago, Mike.
The only one that they had for TNT was actually Hobbs, although that was a shit reign.
It was a shit reign. And Scorpio Sky had it too, but that was a shit reign too.
Yeah, those two.
Where's Scorpio Sky?
Let's see, last I checked, I think I seen he was like on Collision like a few weeks back.
Yeah, I remember that little Pecker round bitch tried to throw him in my face. Oh, he was on collision. Some shit. I'm like, what was he doing before and after that? They ain't gonna do shit with him, Mike. So I'm trying to figure this out because white folk tell me I knew that they was gonna run this for the next 20 years. The AEW isn't a racist organization because Swerve Strickland held the title for 4 months and lost the title and never got it back, right? And they're not racist because of that. But then I look below Swerve Strickland and I see, a 6-man tag team champion and I see a tag team champion, but I don't see no singles tag team champions nowhere. Not even the world title. And speaking of the world title, I don't see I don't see no potential contenders for the world title from an American Negro here within the next year or two, right? Not even Swerve.
They've been
Do
keeping
you?
them in the picture.
Yeah, they, got to keep it up. We just gonna have this one nigger. Um,
Outside of Swerve's the only one. That's about it.
well, I don't think he gonna get in the picture after this. They got to get Okada. They got to get Kenny Omega and all these of the young bucks got to get one. So it's gonna be like that, Mike. But that's crazy because, like I said, we're not going to allow him to get away with this. Swerve Strickland is an amazing talent. Kevin Knight is an amazing talent. He really is.
Damn right.
And that's good and that's great, but we still need more. Mike, you familiar with AEW and you familiar with their women's division. Now I gotta say, Mercedes Monet, is pretty good owner. You still believe otherwise, right?
What we talking about again?
The woman you want to be your baby mama.
Oh,
You want to fuck her. Huh?
Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Oh, she's just the best, man. She's so pretty.
Oh,
And
you done turned your tune?
yeah, she's the most beautiful, talented woman in wrestling.
Is it because her head's so big you can see so much of her face
You can
that you
see
can
so
see
much of her
all the
scalp
beauty in
once the
there?
wig slides off.
Oh,
She's got a beautiful bald head. Just
she got some.
the most gorgeous
She,
horse teeth.
she got that homie. The clown homie don't play that shit. She
Yeah,
got
that
that.
yeah, she does have that hairline. She does.
You said her teeth look like piano keys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure look like piano keys.
Oh my god. So look, the
Damn.
thing is though, owner, she went through a whole year dominating pro wrestling, so to speak. I don't know, Mike. Has she put anybody over to where they had tangible success? Whether they won or lost against her.
Oof. The only ones
Skims, that's
put
your girl.
over
I mean, what's up,
Willow. Willow,
Willow? Okay, that's a good one. That's a perfect example.
she lost. She
But
put over
actually,
Chris
Willow was doing
Statlander.
that. No, 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 because people tried that shit with Bianca. No, Willow was doing the work on her own long before
Yeah.
Mercedes got there. Nah, hell no. People been behind Willow, and she did that work. By the way, Willow is Guyanese and white, so y'all can stop with that.
If
And they teamed up. They teamed her with Adina just so they wouldn't have to run back their singles feud.
Willow
So she
been
can never get
working.
that woman
Willow
back.
been working ever since she was Nyla Rose. Remember when there was Nyla Rose?
the fuck?
Huh?
Wait, what?
Willow Nightingale used to be this trans named Nyla Rose.
Whatever happened to that dude?
He turned into Willow Nightingale.
And what was so crazy about him is like, all right, you're not stronger than most of these women. Like, it was like Big Swole was legit stronger than Nyla Rose.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy as hell. Tony Khan is a piece of shit. All right, so let's get back to it real quick. So Mercedes Monet, okay, so and she's white, she's mixed with white. Skims, do you have it? Has she put anybody over, whether she beat them or not? Has anybody benefited afterwards of wrestling Mercedes Monet last year?
Would you say Queen Amanada?
I don't know. I don't know. You tell me, Mike.
I know she helps train Amanada now, and helped her with some of her moves set, and a lot
I'm
of people
not
didn't
talking
know.
about training. Listen,
Oh,
I'm not
that
talking about
came
No, I
training.
believe.
after.
No,
That
no,
came
Who
wait.
after the
benefited
match,
with
Mercedes put
tangibles?
over Red Velvet, but she's Colombian, so
but that
Yeah,
was
well,
after
no,
their
I'm
match,
talking
though.
about anybody. It could be white. I want to know if because I want to take account. Has do she help out American Negroes? But what I'm talking about
can't name
is
a foundational Black American she put over.
But no,
when
like what I'm
when
saying
she
is
go
the
around
spotlight.
taking all of these championships off of women in multiple promotions, big or small. Do these women benefit from that? How are their careers after that?
That's
Who
what I
has
was trying to.
Mercedes Monet wrestled and their career thrived after wrestling her? Has Tony Storm career thrived even more?
Stephanie Vacker.
Stephanie Vecchia.
Yeah, Stephanie. She
Yeah,
wouldn't have got hired by
I mean, and
WWE
cause
I
if she
mean,
yeah,
didn't
that
what she
wrestle.
match
did.
that her and Stephanie Vaquer had at Forbidden Door, that was what got Stephanie Vaquer in WWE.
I mean, look at what Stephanie Vaquer and Jade did. They got the fuck out of that sphere of influence. They got with the WWE. Like they don't have to deal with that shit anymore.
With Tony Khan, I tried to
Stephanie
touch
Vaquer was
on
never in
Jade or
AEW.
something.
She was just
Tony
CML.
Khan did something to Jade. He tried to do something, and that didn't work out. And she like, no, I didn't think it was like that. I don't need your money. And she smacked him and got the fuck on.
Oh, and I would say she put Harley Cameron over too.
I don't know these people. Mike, who is Harley Cameron?
Harley Cameron, yeah, she's tag partners with Willow Nightingale. They're current the AEW
Oh,
Women's
that's the
World
bitch
Tag
with the
Team.
ukulele.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
Mercedes Monet puppet.
See,
And
that's
I
some
remember she
bullshit,
used to
man.
be with
Not see, I
QT
like Willow
Marshall
big
and
ass.
did that god awful rap diss track towards the Acclaim. I was like, oh,
Oh, these motherfuckers back.
Acclaim. They've seemed to have been building up to the Acclaim coming back.
Okay, so now check white folk out, right? Now, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Both of okay, first of all, Max Caster is mixed with American Negro. His father just passed away. He was an American Negro, and his mother is white, so he's a white man. And then
Who
what's his name? Anthony
Anthony
Bowens.
Bowens.
who's in great shape. He's a pretty damn good wrestler. I always wish that he had went out on his own. I think he would have done well. But he's a gay, and he's also
Mulatto.
Puerto Rican. Yeah.
Oh wait, Puerto Rican? Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Puerto
Oh
Rican.
yeah. He Puerto Rican and white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
So we got a
and this is
gay Puerto Rican and a mulatto.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's why he been always out there on the little gay magazines and going out and representing the gay for AEW. But he did it in the name of blackness. You know, that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to check these people backgrounds to know who's representing who. When you find degeneracy, most of the time you find that they aren't even American. I don't represent Puerto Ricans, and Puerto Ricans don't represent me. I don't even know how to represent a Puerto Rican. I don't go to Puerto Rico and say y'all need to build a Taco Bell. They ain't got Taco Bells in Puerto Rico and Mexico and shit.
No.
So anyway, um, but this is who they say represented us, and this is who they say, was how AEW isn't a racist organization. We have been letting Tony Khan get away with this stuff for far too long. And I understand American Negroes got to have something to hang on to feel some type of connection to this business. So they give you coons like Swerve Strickland. You know what I'm saying? Who is gonna hold it down and say, "Hey, boss, I'll keep these niggers in line. You ain't got to get on no success, and you ain't even got to give me much." He's the highest paid nigger in pro wrestling today. He probably making what 1 million a year. Mike, did
Something
you
like
ever
that.
get any confirmation on that?
No. Still don't know what exactly he's making.
Now, most people will say, that's a lot. He should be grateful and satisfied. But then I'm sitting here, and, Okada is getting 5 million a year. You know what I'm saying? MJF getting what 5 million a year, right? A year.
I don't know what he's getting a year.
Oh yeah, he got it. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, they all up there and shit. You know, there's one more white. Dean Ambrose, Chris Jericho, they all getting these 5+ million a year. You little token nigger. They never announce what he had. Normally, if it's that groundbreaking, they would announce that. So you gotta be getting 1.5 million, despite going out there doing more and better promotion than them, right? You go out there and go out to the more popular shows and do this better promotion, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's the only Negro that we gotta rely on. Because like I said, Private Party is gone. They willing to let them walk out the door. Athena, they willing to keep her in the basement. It baffles me that she is so successful in Ring of Honor, and you just when you can't see what's going on down there, all you could do is hear. She come up. When you see what the hype is about, she lose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She loses.
Okay. So we cleared that up about Mercedes Monet, and we cleared that up about Athena. With that being noted, Mike, how many American Negroes, non-mix, does no women does AEW have?
The only none.
Huh?
None. Oh, is my world FBA?
I believe so, but I'm going to continue to look into that. I haven't looked into that in a minute, but I'm going to look into that. But Maya World, they just re-signed her, right? I'm sorry, they just signed her, right?
Yeah, they just signed her recently.
And they've been using her a little bit on Collision and Dynamite and shit, right?
Yeah, mainly Collision.
Okay.
But yeah,
All right. So that's one woman, and I'm pretty sure she's a loser, right?
yeah, she's been losing.
All right, cool. So this is the first non-mixed American Negro woman that AEW had since Big Swole, right? That's what I think. Um, yeah, yeah, since Swole. And we remember her racial exit. So we got that established. And on the men's side, so it's in reverse because the WWE tend to pop more women, although it's not. You know, the women just so big, they outshine everybody. You know what I'm saying? And then on the AEW side, you know, there's just no interest in the American Negro women at all. We noted on the men's side over there that there's nobody really below Kevin Knight. They haven't signed any. Where's Leo Rush? What does he do? Where's Leo Rush?
Leo Rush.
Yeah.
I want to say he's still with Crew because recently they had I believe it was this collision that they wrestled the Rascals.
Oh, they just signed them. Okay, so Myron Reed and Wesley is two of some of the most disrespected people in this business, I believe. You know, these guys work their ass off. There's no reason why Wesley shouldn't be on the WWE roster today. You know, besides the fact that they feel like they already got enough niggers. We got Powerhouse Hobbs, we got Trick Williams, we got Obafemi, we got Javon Nevis. We don't need you. They're not there. We don't need you. That's why they getting rid of the Street Profits and they getting rid of fucking Carmelo Hayes and all this shit. They don't need these Negroes. Trick is enough. This is going to be a testament to Tony Khan again. And I hate this. I hate that y'all got to sit here and go through this shit. I honestly do. Because I'm telling y'all now that Tony Khan is a racist bitch. And stop. Don't even watch AEW. But how much effort is he going to put behind Wesley and Myron Reed, who has potential to be as great as Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, if given the opportunity, right? I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. They haven't been given the opportunity to do anything in the public. What abilities do you believe that they don't have that those wrestlers do have, Mr. Skims?
Complexion for the connection.
Well, we're talking about physical ability. Let's not look at color right now. I want to see if this is a talent thing. I'm trying to figure out, is it a talent thing with Carmelo Hayes as to why Damian Priest could be on pay-per-views and even main events on the world title, but Carmelo Hayes can't. I'm trying to figure out what these people are missing.
It's he's short.
That's the
That's
only other thing I could think of.
I would say probably, yeah, it's probably his height.
I'm sorry. How tall is Dominic Mysterio?
he's a little
Like,
taller than
I think he
Carmelo.
like five
No,
ten.
okay, but
He's like
how tall is he
6 foot range.
compared to when you look at the fat ratio? How fat is he?
He's
I
around
mean, yeah,
5'11", 6 foot.
Dominic Mysterio. I mean, looks like he doesn't look like an athlete, but he really isn't athletic. Carmelo is a legit athletic
Oh,
phenom.
he's 6'1". Dom Mysterio 6'1".
And it's like they can't break down shit. I mean, if they got a cruiserweight division, then it wouldn't be a fucking problem to have half of these motherfuckers that they got. And Carmelo Hayes could lead the fray. Everybody is not fit to be a world champion. But you know, the wrestling and took the importance, so much importance out of championships. But people still believe that these championships mean something and it's important. What does it mean? Like I said, it's not just Carmelo Hayes. When was the last time a United States champion actually been in a feud? Not only is Dominic Mysterio hurt, John Cena, the Intercontinental title was just held by John Cena, but nobody is craving to see the Intercontinental title or Dominic Mysterio. WWE don't even mention it. There's no tournament. It's Dominic didn't come back last night, did he?
I didn't
Uh,
see.
no, he didn't.
They don't give a shit about the Intercontinental title. No wrestler trying to vie for that or anything. JD Madonna is supposed to be like, hey, let me hold it down for Judgment Day. The tag team titles. Obviously, something is going on with Naomi. She did wrestle for 7 weeks pregnant. It could be an issue going on. We pray otherwise, but uh, they Jimmy Uso hasn't been there on TV. This is the first time it seems like he's been there for his wife. You know what I'm saying? Uh Naomi been real quiet too since I think November, by the way. But I'm gonna get on her business. But the tag team titles, they notice that he's going to be gone for a couple of weeks. They don't have nothing compelling for the Usos. No team, because, when they held the tag team titles for a year or two, they haven't built up no other tag teams. Same thing with the world champions. Like, what are we going to do after Roman Reigns? And your idea was to let Cody Rhodes hold it for a year and then hold it for another year. And then flounder the world title with these old fuckers. And same old fuckers. It's no care or craft in any championship. Vince McMahon used to run a 3-hour pay-per-view. It could be 2 hours and 45 minutes. And the light heavyweight title was on the line. The European title was on the line. The tag team titles was on the line. The Intercontinental title was on the line. The WWF title was on the line. 5 championship matches, 7 matches on the pay-per-view. And those 5 championship matches all stemmed from feuds. Most of them. Mass majority of them. Over 95% of them. From feuds that probably happened from a couple of days, if it's like the light heavyweight title or recruit or something, or fucking weeks or months. But they always had something to do. What championship have importance? For 2 years in a row, the world champion didn't wrestle at the Royal Rumble. It's guaranteed. You telling me that it's guaranteed that CM Punk is going to WrestleMania? It's guaranteed that, okay, Drew McIntyre wrestled for the WWE title. He may not wrestle at the. God. Just hearing this shit. Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. They could have did this shit without the title. Where do this stand in history? So they don't put no care into these championships. So when white folk, because I said all of that to say this, when white folk tell me that the problem of racism is solved because people like Carmelo Hayes is holding the United States Championship, and the New Day held the Tag Team Championship last year. They won it at WrestleMania. What the fuck have they done since? White folk told me that the WWE wasn't a racist organization because the Street Profits. We got all of this stuff documented. Held the WWE Tag Team Championships. Can't nobody tell me about their Tag Team Championship reigns, and can't nobody even tell me where they are right now. They had 18 and 19 matches apiece last year. White folk told me that the WWE isn't a racist organization because Bianca Belair is the longest reigning women's champion, right?
Yeah, I think she is.
You know, how many times did Charlotte hold that title? She on her what 13th or 14th?
I lost count.
Becky Lynch that held it, for over a year one time, and she like a 4 or 5 time champion or some shit. Bailey done Bianca Belair held that title twice. Probably would never get it back again. And it was over 2 years, 3 years since she last won it, right?
Yeah, it's been close to 3.
Going on 3 years. See, white folk want us to take people's success. They want us to take Swerve Strickland's success that he held that title for 4 years, and they want us to hang on to this shit for a lifetime. But y'all don't even make y'all titles worth a shit. Y'all don't put no genuine care and effort behind y'all titles. So, white folk, please stop talking to me. All right, we got to get ready to wrap up with AEW real quick. Mike, I need an American Negro update on the last week. I needed you to bring that other one up to show you how much I don't give a fuck that Swerve Strickland and Kevin Knight main evented that Dynamite when they were the only American Negroes that wrestled on that Dynamite. My bad. Now, what's the result for this week? The last week, a couple of days ago.
Okay, so this recent Dynamite, we had Swerve Strickland wrestling Andrade El Idolo in the main event.
Swerve Strickland, not even the world champion, and just main eventing all over the place. Go ahead, Tony Khan. I see you. I see you.
Yep. They had a pretty good match.
I bet
And
they did. I
yeah.
don't know how to say his name, but Andrade ain't the fucking shit. I always
Yeah,
liked
Andrade
Andrade.
El Idolo. He can give you a banger. Him and
Yeah.
Swerve, they put on a hell of a match. And then Andrade turned the ref around, low blowed Swerve, and then hit him with his finisher for the 3 count.
All right, I like that. So he fully established as a heel because I thought that,
Yeah,
Swerve
he's with the
Strickland
Don
was
Callis family.
kind of, oh, okay. Didn't
Yeah.
his teeth fall out the other day? Somebody knocked his teeth out or something?
No.
I got to send you the clip unless that's AI. He was talking and doing a promo with Adam Page or somebody or something, and his teeth fell out. Um, Mr. Skims, how you doing?
All good, brother. How you?
I'm good. We noted that Andrade was married to Charlotte, right?
Yep.
Now, Charlotte is a woman 3 times divorced. All right.
Yeah.
I believe that she pulled Javon Evans to the side last night, because like I said, she get vulnerable sometimes. So we note here, we report on Charlotte Flair all the time. we report on Charlotte Flair, and we note that you know she is an emotional woman. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? She always got stuff going on. She leave and go and get surgery and be gone for a long time and then come back and she look like a whole different person. But she always going through these emotions and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And we know that American Negro women in WWE, they tend to you gotta find a black husband and marry him quickly, or else they, to have some type of security. Do you believe that that's the security so they could be able to protect one another?
yeah. No, yeah, I think that's what you should do if you're in a workplace like that. You should stick with your own kind, I would say. Us as FBA specifically.
So, like, when you get Carmelo Hayes, and even though she mixed with white, getting with what's her face,
Kalani Jordan.
Kalani
Mm,
Jordan, they not gonna fire one or the other, right?
nah, no,
Yeah,
I don't see it.
yeah. And then you got like Lash, and I believe the Lash Legend would have got fired if she wasn't with her.
Yeah, because they let Jakara go, and she was with
They
Knight.
let her go.
So
She was gonna go too. And I remember the Pandora move they did with them when Triple H hit that comment, "I don't see color." They brought them up in Saudi Arabia, and they performed well there. It was no issue with Jakara Jackson. They just, had too many black women. They wasn't banking on Bianca getting hurt for these couple of months. But at the same time, Bianca was in uh, Saudi Arabia. You know, it's getting to that time. Is she leaving with Montez?
it's looking like it. I don't know for sure, obviously, but it's looking like she on her way out. And I don't see Montez staying without her.
It's time. If Montez Ford and then Jolo Dawkins don't make it through the WWE, whether they get another run or whether they get released or let their contract run out and shit, they're gonna have to speak up. It's got to start happening in real time. We got to stop this Devon Dudley situation. 20, 30 years down the line, you got to tell your truth. Just because it just so happened to come out. You didn't even want to tell it. People gonna have to start speaking up in real time. And this is what the WWE has always been afraid of when it comes to numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
When it comes to numbers. And with everything being so political, you know what I'm saying? Tiffany Stratton, a woman like her might not want to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? She might want to let loose and be like, get this nigger out of my locker room. I can't take it anymore. I seen some of Last Legend cooking shows. These whites that's coming up and these Hispanics and shit, they lame. These people are going to be a problem to them. And Triple H still got to force. You mean to tell me Triple H still got to force himself to push these people? You don't think his pride gonna come into play somewhere?
It's like the perfect recipe for his pride to come in and things not go according to quote unquote plan.
Well,
He's the one with the pen at the end of the day.
American Negroes got to strengthen up and protect one another. We're going to talk about protection and the importance of protection for one another throughout this season. we try to be careful what we say on this program because, for other reasons, but we have to protect one another in this particular field, as it is a smaller space for white supremacy. I got to get ready to wrap up with AEW, then we're going to wrap up with the Rumble. Mike,
Yeah.
Swerve was the only American Negro that wrestled on the program, right?
Yes.
Now, we noted that AEW hasn't had an American Negro singles champion in a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
Since Swerve Strickland lost the AEW championship. Okay. Owner, you there?
Yes, sir.
You have been the NXT guy for a minute. And I know you kind of squinch down from time to time to look for this guy. But how do you feel about Thomas Champa?
I'm sorry. Who again?
The, the little midget on the what's their name? Hank and Tank. Journey Gargano partner.
Oh,
Thomasino
that,
champion.
that, that, that motherfucker looks 60.
He do. He look old as shit. How old is he?
He can't. He's not even older than CM Punk, is he?
I don't know. He look older than Triple H. I
I
know
mean,
that.
I don't get like what. Why do you sign this guy? Like, what does he bring?
He's a tiny person. I understand that. Mark Briscoe died. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. These are some Confederate flag waving racist bitches, but the Briscoes was pretty damn good wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? They
Jay
was.
died.
Huh?
Jay Briscoe died.
He died too.
No. Jay Briscoe was the one that died. Mark is still alive.
Oh, I was about to say, oh Lord, take me not. Damn, Merck's still alive. So look, okay, so yeah, because he just lost the title. So look, so Merck, come in and win championships and be all in the main event. And he come from Ring of Honor, but all these other people, Bandito and all these other people could do that, but Athena can't, right?
Jay Lethal
Now,
can't.
oh, Jay Lethal, is he still in AEW?
Yeah.
They sent him to Ring of Honor.
Oh my God, where he belong, right?
And Bandito is the shits. I mean, Bandito is horrible.
I've been trying to find the I mean, he ain't no damn El Diablo goddamn Andrade. I know that shit.
Andrade
Now
is
that's a
my
real
book
fucking
MVP.
Mexican. Huh?
Uh, Andrade is great. Alberto El Patron is good. These are the Mexican American guys that they should be pushing in the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Andrade is a Mexican American. He can hardly speak English, but I mean,
No, I'm just saying Andrade the fucking shit. I ain't gonna hold you up.
I
Andrade the
fuck with
shit.
Andrade. Andrade is
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrade is fire. I watch a lot of Mexican. Andrade has been really, really nice.
It's crazy because when you look at the Royal Rumble and shit, it really put it in perspective. It is more active Hispanic wrestlers in the WWE and AEW than there are American Negroes. Do you
but
know
none
that?
of them is worth a damn.
Not what the fuck is a Mr. Iguana?
I
One
mean,
of the
Penta had something coming in, but I mean, they didn't book him right. I mean, he's supposed to be a gnarly, like dark character.
no, but like I said, they don't have a cruiserweight division. So, y'all can sit up here and talk about Penta I'm sorry, Carmelo Hayes' height. But to me, he wrestles bigger than Penta.
He's stronger now.
Definitely so. And he could speak English, and he all American. I don't want to hear that height shit because anytime I bring up height and weight, when it come down to white folk, I'm heightist or weightist or whatever the fuck y'all be saying and shit.
But I'm sick
And
of
then
Joe
y'all
P.
sitting up here bitching about Ilio Dragon getting put in his. The only thing that should have happened in that Royal Rumble was exactly what happened. Dude chopping the shit out of motherfucking Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar tossing his bitch ass right on up out of there.
That was perfect booking.
That's the best goddamn booking I've seen in the WWE in 10 years.
Whether it was scripted or not, that's what's supposed to happen. I mean, Ilya Dragunov, uh, and no, there's no way you could suspend your disbelief that Ilya Dragunov could match Brock Lesnar physically in any way.
And they wanted that to happen so bad. Like, oh, let the kid get his shot. No, if it's anything that should not have happened, it should not have been that. But it's crazy because white folk, sit up here and go to bat and high hell for this white guy. What does he offer y'all? Mr. Skims, what does Ilio Dragon offer you?
He don't offer me shit. I'm not a fan of
Nothing?
Dragunov at all.
Really?
Nah,
Why not? What's the hype behind this guy? Why does white folk feel like he should be a multi-time WWE champion?
he's like a 5'8" Gunther. They like the chops. They like when he gets all angry and super aggressive in the matches. They like his stiff style.
I mean, but that uh, snug stuff is kind of ignorant. I mean, anybody can do that.
Yeah,
Plus,
I mean, how far did if Shinsuke Nakamura didn't go nowhere with the shit, then what the fuck you gonna do?
but that's all the Meltzer
And
fans.
I'm
Because
not buying that shit anyway. Go out there and get big like Chad Gable. And if Chad Gable started, you know, beasting shit up, I can buy that because he went out there and put some effort in himself. They gotta end that dumbass storyline too. Okay, so Ilio Dragunov remind me of Fraser brother, the little one. You know what I'm saying? Just a
oh,
bitch.
oh,
I'm just saying he just walked up chopping on motherfuckers. Like that's gonna do something.
yeah, I
And
hate
I'm
that.
just I mean like that's a great spot to have. It's just that white folk, went to bat over this guy. And I'm like, wow, y'all sitting up here literally going to bat over this guy. And it's crazy because Carmelo Hayes been busting ass all year. I seriously want to know why wasn't he in the Royal Rumble? Why was he sitting on the sidelines watching his white wife get that bonus?
and I mean they complain about Brock Lesnar only has two moves. I mean, what is how many moves does Ilya Dragunov have? And I mean, Carmelo has such a deep bag. Like he could have. There's so much stuff he could have done in the Rumble.
Oh
Like
man, damn it. Well, I couldn't tell you because I don't give a shit about the white like that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so you can do as much shit as you
like
want
like
to.
all those skin the cat spots, like the Shawn Michaels Royal Rumble spots. Like Carmelo could do that shit and better.
No, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Lash held it down yesterday doing that. She didn't move for one. Her big thick ass. She didn't move for a second, except for when she stepped on that little bitch face. But the thing is, we talked about it earlier. How many people skinned the cat yesterday? So we talk about creativity. We talk about creativity. We talk about has pro wrestling reached this creative cap? Mr. Skims, who is the most innovative wrestlers today. What I mean by that is, Tuco Scorpio, developed a style here in America that Mexicans came over and took over. Um, and whites came over and fucked it up, right?
Yep.
To the point to where we got it what we got today. And just they lost all sense of reality because, you know, Tuco Scorpio was actually wrestling in between there, right? Who's the most creative? Can you give me five of the most innovative? And if nobody is creating new stuff, who's at least the most creative wrestlers out there today? Not the best, just the most creative.
Devon Evans instantly comes to my mind.
That's one
Um,
of the first people I thought of too, and we probably thought about the same spot too.
yeah, yeah. Would you put Saruka up there on her?
I haven't seen a lot of her.
I haven't either.
I think
Why
the
is
pay per
everybody
views.
so wait? Because I haven't seen a lot of her either. And so let me get this out. Because a lot of people always talk about this business. Now let me tell y'all something about this woman, all right? She's a white woman. So y'all know about to sit up here and say her father this, that, and the other. Her father don't surround himself around Negroes. Ain't no guarantee that he even American. He might be Jamaican with them thick ass dreads and shit. But
He's Jamaican. He's
he is.
he's a famous Jamaican ska singer.
And I mean, she's demonstrably what I mean. You look at her, and she presents as a white woman. She carries herself like a white woman. That is a white lady.
She got a white man. She got a white man. So she intend on reproducing white. Hold on. You can confirm that he's a Jamaican.
Yeah, he's a ska singer. I remember we I went to Jamaica and they had his poster over there.
Well, there we got it. So there we go right there. She's not an American Negro at all. She don't represent me at all. So now that we got that out the way, I do hear people talking about how great of a wrestler she is. I don't, watch her. So how great is she for you to even bring her up?
I think she is creative. Like her finisher, the Soul Snatcher.
Like
I
that I don't that's I don't even like that move.
I don't like how she lands on her back, but I do think the move is pretty creative. Um, I'm not sure if she would make my five automatically, but her name is in consideration for me.
Well, you
Um,
named her before you named the five.
I'm still thinking. I mean,
Oh, so you just
Chad.
named any old random white bitch, right?
No, she's up there though. She's definitely up there in terms of creativity. I'll put her up there. I'll say Javon, her, Chad Gable. Um, other two. I mean, shit, Kalani Jordan maybe.
Duh, what is up with y'all and these guys? Now, Chad Gable was like 5'3" his goddamn self, ain't he?
Yeah, yeah. You don't like
So
Chad Gable?
I'm trying to figure out because they still put Chad Gable in consistent storylines and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was getting
Yeah.
title matches and losing and shit. But,
I
he
think Cappuccino Jones is one of the guys they need to bring up because that dude is
Yeah,
to the
he's good.
man.
WWE or NXT. Because they're going to have to start filling out these WWE rosters now. Like I said, they had to scare with the at least half Jamaican, Javon Evans the other day. They had that scared, and if it's hard to even put him in the category with American Negroes, and we don't fully know what he is. It's really hard right now to accept this Javon Evans stuff right now, but we're gonna find out. But that's even worse because if he had a got hurt, or if he's not an American Negro on Monday Night Raw, there is still no American Negro representation. I don't know no Nigerian that ever represented us in anything. And I don't think we ever represented. When I do things for America, I mean, when I do things for, I don't think of Nigerians. So who's looking out for us? And that's good. That's great. I wish them all the success. But they're going to have to start filling out these rosters. correctly. So they training them from the ground up. They went out to go get some bodybuilders. That's still gonna take a few years for them to get through the system, if they make it. Are they who are potential indie wrestlers? Who are the other people that they could potentially go out there and get?
Where's Calvin Tankman, man? I haven't heard anything from him about a year. And he
Yeah,
came
I
up
ain't
in the
done that in a
same
while.
system Javon did. Like they were right next to each other, really. That DPW promotion.
I don't know. There's many out here. They got a list of 500, and at least 270 of to at least 300 of them is American Negroes. And it's like, y'all could use this excuse that you want to get them from the ground up because Triple H is forced to do so. By the way, whoever you do get out these bunches is going to replace Trick and Lash and Javon and all this other different stuff. But why aren't y'all grabbing people that's primed and ready now?
Like where did Elijah Holyfield go? Like that guy was ready to do something. Like he could
The
do
Undertaker
it.
held him up. The Undertaker held him up. Now people sitting up here talking about they impressed. You know what I'm saying? But they not going to get these skinny old white blacks. They not going to get these out of shape black people. They going to get the best shape possible for American Negroes. But why are they allowing these white folk that look like shit, like Dominic Mysterio, to continue to go through? Didn't they say that Dominic Mysterio was classified as the best wrestler of 2025? Mike, can you believe that?
Like that's
What?
that's
Hold
that's
on.
how far wrestling has
Let me
degraded
see.
to the point where like a jobber, actual jobber, like Gilbert is wrestler of the year.
Eddie Guerrero was never wrestler of the year.
And Dominic Mysterio isn't even in the
Thousands.
same country as he's
Wait,
not
what
on the same
list is he
planet.
number one on?
I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
Was it
Where?
Sports Illustrated?
I mean they can say that because nobody's watching. So who's gonna say different? Nobody's watching us say otherwise.
All right. I don't know. It's just a bad state. We will have to get ready to get up out of here because it's just a bad state, and I'm gonna find it hard to doing. We found it hard. We found it real hard to do this program last year. Pretty much by SummerSlam, we was just coasting it. But now we are at a point to where we cannot stop wrestling with racism. We cannot stop wrestling with racism because this is the time to when American Negroes get caught up on any piece of success, and then we're gonna be asking for the same shit down the line. WWE need to put at least 10 American Negroes on each roster, or your program is going to fail. We are bored with white folk is not going to admit it because they don't realize that it's the problem. But they are bored with white. At this point, there's nothing that Roman Reigns could do for anybody. Is there any matches remaining from Roman Reigns that anybody want to see?
I mean, it's just like with CM Punk. They did everything that they were gonna do 10 years ago.
Yeah, but no, I'm asking, like, seriously, is there anybody? Do you want to see Elijah Holyfield versus Roman Reigns down the
I
line?
mean, that would be the only thing that would mean something if like one of these younger guys came, like Obafemi beats Roman Reigns and CM Punk. That would be
Well,
the
that's
only
what
thing
I'm
that
talking
meant something.
about. That's what I'm talking about. Why don't they mix it up? Why don't they mix it up and stop having these top guys beat these people all the time?
I
But
mean,
you
Rumble.
got Braun Breaker. Roman Reigns still haven't faced Braun Breaker, and if it happens, it happens. But I don't. I'm not begging for it right now. Who begging for a match right now? Mike, you are more well versed on pro wrestling. So even if you want to cross AEW and the WWE or something, is there a match in this world that you a dream match to you?
Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, like that.
I don't see anybody for dream matches. I don't think of anything in regards to Roman Reigns.
Is the Young Bucks versus the Usos a dream match to you
No,
today?
The Usos should be in JCW. That's where they belong.
Hey, the clowns been doing all right for a while. They really have. You know what I'm saying? I don't pay attention for now, and I know that they starting to
I want to
develop.
see Athena versus Bianca Belair.
All right, that's a match.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
so we already know that Bianca Belair on her way out the door, right? If Tony Khan, if the Street Profits and Bianca Belair roll into Tony Khan's hands, one that could change the tide to wrestling. Bianca Belair could help gain Tony Khan an audience, an acceptable audience. Bianca Belair can bring him there. Bianca Belair got a lot of fans that
Oh yeah.
strictly watch just her. All right.
If you do it right, hey man, she can
Well,
really yeah.
Could
Mike, that's what I'm
Bianca?
asking you. If
If they
Tony Khan if that was to roll into his hands, do you believe that he would do right by them?
initially, but it would mainly and he would do right, but it would probably be more likely to spite WWE.
Well, okay, okay, you're right about that, but you do realize that doing right by Bianca Belair is doubling the success that Mercedes Monet did, right?
I mean, now we talking about AEW being a million viewer a week show. I can see that.
You gotta pay her.
Yeah,
You
I'd
gotta
love
pay
to see
her.
Bianca Belair in AEW.
Would you like to see Bianca Belair versus Tony Storm?
Yeah,
Now
Man, that'll
that's
slap.
who it makes sense to give the crazy undefeated streak belt collector gimmick because she's actually that talented.
She's the EST, right?
yeah. Bianca versus Tony Storm. That's a banger. Her and Athena. Shit. Her and
But
Megan
they
Bayne
don't
would be
do
a pretty
really
dope
good match.
match.
How about
Jamie Hayter.
I'm
Damn.
telling you,
Yeah,
uh,
man. That. Oh man, I'd love to see that shit.
now see, this is why I want them to go. I want them to go. I want them to
Shit.
go. And
Street Profits versus
this is
FTR.
gonna show this is
Street
gonna
Profits and
show
the Yuba.
exactly this is gonna show exactly where Tony Khan stand with American Negroes. You got a bona fide homegrown, or I'm sorry, you got a bona fide organic star. She's organic. Sasha Banks didn't put Bianca Belair over. Bianca Belair put Bianca Belair over. She didn't. Bianca Belair is one recent star. I'm sorry, and Swerve Strickland too. Bianca Belair
Yeah.
and Swerve Strickland are the two most organic stars in pro wrestling over the past decade.
I mean, when Sasha left, Bianca took that women's division to a whole new stratosphere.
I apologize. Swerve Strickland is not a star. I don't know what people consider stars. But don't nobody really know about AEW or give a shit.
Very true.
I'm sorry that if you're talking about a star, and what do
They're
people
mild.
classify stars? If you a star, people gotta know your fucking name outside of wrestling. Fans. And if they watch a Swerve Strickland match, his type of matches don't appeal to grab a new
I mean,
wrestling fan.
Swerve had to Swerve like did textbook definition race baiting. Like people say that we are race bait platform.
Wake
Swerve
it up.
actually race baited to get some notoriety.
Wake
So
it up. He really didn't because people still don't know who the fuck he is. They didn't follow him and be like, oh, Booker T, the Cone, and all this other different shit. They didn't. Once that conversation was over, that conversation was over. AEW didn't grab no new fans after that. People not screaming Swerve Strickland name. But my coworker did come up to me the other day and asked who that last legend was.
like Trick Williams is I don't know. Trick Williams has some notoriety. I mean, he has some real heat in WWE. Like he was white hot the other week. I think they should have let him beat those other three guys.
So I want to get ready to conclude like this. Because they going to cool him down. I mean, I don't even see what's next, but we're going to see. You know what I'm saying? It's important for us to wrestle with racism. Because, like I said, the further you look, the less you see. We can't get caught up on them having great promos. We can't get caught up on them interrupting key people. We can't get caught up on them actually appearing on PLEs. We can't get caught up on them winning championships, specifically when they don't put effort behind championships. They put more effort behind it. I can't even say that. WWE don't put effort in nothing. And I say year after year that the Royal Rumble really exposed how bad the WWE rosters really is. I say it every year. That year that Gunther was in there for that hour, that's when I first noticed it. Like, it's just, I'm watching these people come down, and I'm like, I just don't see no future of me wanting to give a shit. There's no white or Hispanic in the WWE today that besides Brian Breaker, that I believe that could carry this business. Actually, not even Brian Breaker. I, I just seen it all from him. I've just
The,
seen so many people like Brown Breaker that is so. The WWE is gonna have to completely change their landscape, starting with creative. But don't just diversify it. Put American Negroes in there. We tell the greatest stories. Negroes give you something that you can feel. We can't feel the Usos acting like that. I can't take it no fucking more. But I don't want to see Lash Legend act like that either. I don't want to see Trick Williams act like that either. You know, they got so much more that they could do beyond what you believe that they should do. Mike, do you believe that Athena could have done Tony Storm, bro?
Athena doing Tony Storm. Uh, I guess she could have.
Why did you hesitate?
Because honestly, I don't want to see her do Tony Storm. I want Athena to be Athena. I want her.
I don't think she could do Tony Storm, but one of my all-time favorite gimmicks, oh, Hurricane. I can see Athena doing something like that.
Now you know you need to sit your ass down.
What? I can see Athena doing a mass superhero gimmick. Like why we haven't had like Negroes in wrestling don't get to do like those kinds of characters. Like Negroes don't get to have, besides New Day, like a fun character. It's always got to be super serious, either stoic or just antisocial or a hippity hoppity.
I mean, this Keanu um uh
He's got to be
covered shit
loud
is
and
just,
abrasive.
and it's no guarantee that he is an American anyway. But that's really ridiculous because, like I said, who's directing you to speak like that? And who's directing you to act like that? And is they expecting you? Because eventually you got to come down, and that's gonna make you seem like a bitch. You know, how do you move forward? How do you grow out of that and grow into evolve your character? WWE put these stereotypes on American Negroes to restrict them from moving forward purposely. There is not a single American Negro in the WWE, mixed or not, that do not have a stereotype slapped on them. Why does Mitchin talk like that? I, I can't help but wonder, why does Mitchin talk like that? Because if it was at least two more Koreans in the WWE, she wouldn't find the need to. We're going to talk about these mixed people next week. We're going to talk about these mixed people next week. I ran into an interview with Ricky Starks that we need to talk about. It's all good to have representation, but there's limits into everything. So, with that being said, the Royal Rumble was trash. It exposed the roster, and Triple H single-handedly buried everybody, including the people that he used to bury them. But we also noted that whether you realize it or not, when you sit down and look at who you want to see progress further, by nature, without the efforts being put behind them and the people who they forcing at you, you'll realize that you are bored with white. This year, we're going off of having no gratitude for crumbs. This is the year of the unsatisfied. This is the year of the disappointed, the disgruntled, the dissatisfied. But if we're going to force Triple H to do this, then we're going to force him out the door. He's got to go. He will go, one way or the other. But Tony Khan, on the other end, as we documented time after time again, you are going to see and note that he is in greater trouble. And we already noted that it's American Negroes that could save him from this trouble. He's closer to doing himself in than the WWE are. So which way will he choose to go? We're going to keep tabs on these people. If you are not familiar with Wrestling with Racism, we have down there 600 episodes available on YouTube right now. We don't come from a place of hate. We don't come from a place of games. We recognize what the issue is, and we have a variety of solutions. But it's going to take more than 5 people exploiting the situation for the situation to change. With that being said, American Negroes, take care of yourself as an individual and protect one another as family. As our ancestor, Frankie Beverly, stated plainly, we are one. And that's the way it is.